Hoteps and Hotepettes.
Right, everybody. So after winning the first 10
Welcome
games,
back
we are facing
to another episode of KeMedicine. This is KeMedicine 18. I am joined by the Pimps of Polarity, the duo of dynamism, the killers of keto,
Come on.
the soldiers of science.
Lay the keto to rest.
Dr. Tanei Ricks, PhD, and naturopath guru, Dr. EnQi.
The crowd goes crazy. The crowd is going wild.
All right, so fill me in. What's been happening in the world of Twitter, aka X? With the TRT people. Like, what's happening with them?
We have waged war. This is the Hotep war on drugs. We have waged war on drugs.
Wow. Okay. But according to the TRT, I mean, I guess just give me a summary. Like, what are the TRT people angry about? Because typically, I don't think they have a reason to be angry. Most of the TRT people, are people who the Cialis and Viagra was no longer working, so they needed an option. A lot of the bodybuilders, that abused steroids throughout their life, and they were having some issues. This is the option before getting a fake penis or a penis implant. So I would think that everybody, and it's legal and inexpensive. I think it's, what the TRT people should be happy.
Well, I called them out. I said, TRT is steroids. I said it. And they didn't like it.
Wait a minute. What?
They're upset.
How is that a thing? Well, actually, you know what? I did used to fight people back in the days when I was in elementary school. I used to fight people if they said I had a big nose. I used to fight people if they said I had a big nose. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I can understand how the truth can still be emotionally triggering.
Yeah. And I said I said if they keep doing that, their dick might fall off into the toilet.
Okay, you put a little juice on it. I'm sure you put some juice on it. I'm sure you put it. But I would think that they would all know that TRT is steroids. Like I don't like how.
Well, that was.
Are they saying that TRT is not steroids? What do they say?
Well, so we had a couple of different reactions. So one individual came up and he said, "Hey, man, it's not fair you talking about this stuff because some people need it. They got some pre-existing conditions, and that's the only option." So I asked him. I said, "Are you one of those people that have pre-existing conditions? And are you on TRT?" So some dudes were like, "That's none of your business."
Wow.
Some dudes was like, "I don't have pre-existing conditions, but I am on a TRT." And some dudes was like, "Hell yeah, brother, I'm on steroids."
But hold on. Never let anybody get away with saying pre-existing conditions, because that doesn't mean anything. That's gobbledygook. You have to say what pre-existing conditions, like what are you talking about? What are the pre-existing conditions? You mean pre-existing gyno, pre-existing decades of steroid abuse? Like what are your pre-existing conditions? You did a lot of cocaine, like what?
Some gynohypnoidism,
Gynomastia.
Yeah, some shit like that. Hypogonad balls.
Moobs.
Yeah.
Male boobs.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
So they feel like, testosterone is the only way out. TRT.
What the thing is, that's the gyno is almost, I ain't gonna say almost nobody, but very few people that think they have gyno actually have gyno. Most people are just fat. Most men are just fat. So when when you fat and you have male boobs, it's because your pecs are not, they're not up, so they're down. It's like women when women have, when they have the anti-gravity breasts, but after they get older, what we know of as gravity catches up to their breasts. Only thing is they don't have another way to describe them. Like they don't have another word for it. When male breasts, the gravity catches up to them, you know what I'm saying? We call it moobs or male boobs. But it's a thing that happens because of it's loss of muscle. So a lot of people just need to restore the muscle because real gyno can't really be helped with testosterone. Only thing the testosterone can do is help you restore the muscle. If you have real gyno, you need to have surgery. You have to have like that tissue removed.
Well, surely there are people in this world that do need TRT.
Well, I mean, when you say need, you know what I'm saying? Like need is crazy. Like so that's the thing with somewhere in between me and Tanei is a range of different vocabulary from John Q. Public.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the miscommunications lie in translation problems, not necessarily in, anything else. It's just translation issues. And sometimes when you talk,
That's it.
especially when people are debating or arguing, people will say things and keep exchanging ideas and not even realize that they're not using specificity. So we're not even capable of coming to an understanding because we're saying things like, we've got like, yeah, I've got causes that I've got causes, I've got needs. Like, what is need? You know what I'm saying? Like, need is like a pregnant woman will say she needs ice cream for the baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a need. Like, if I covered your mouth and nose within a few seconds, you would need oxygen. That's a need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But needing to be able to have sex at 65 the same way you did at 25, that may not actually really be a need, especially when our idea of sex is skewed at best. You know what I'm saying? Our idea of sex is recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sex is not designed for recreation.
Brett says, pretty clever way to hide the TRT wave. Props. There's no herbal intervention that can replace TRT for someone that needs it. But hey,
What is this need thing? Like, what you got to say what that is, Brett, or whoever else out there? What are these conditions that people have where they need TRT? And what is the need that people have for TRT? Like, what is that?
he says, love your content, brother, but there are levels: TRT, TRT plus, IFFB Pro, and more. Do your thing with the supplement, but those in the know done the research and coach clients with debilitating hormone
wait,
problems.
wait. IFBB Pro. What? What is that? Is that somewhere in there?
IFFB Pro.
IFFB Pro. Okay. That's something. Okay. All right. My bad. Go ahead. But he was saying what? Something else? What he was
They
saying?
coach clients with debilitating hormone problems.
Coach clients with debilitating hormone. If you unpack these things, you see the real problems are right in the words when you start to listen and some of this gets unpacked. You know what I'm saying? Coach clients. So personal trainers are unable to get the results that their clients are paying them for without the drugs. Because their clients are, a lot of their clients, first of all, our world. See, this all goes back to the uninformed being led by the misinformed. That's what this goes back to. So, post 2010, I'm gonna give it a 5-year grace period because the first 5 years or so of what we know of today as social media wasn't like the Vanity Fair and people making $1 million brands off of six packs didn't really exist that much then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say 2015 is when it went like crazy with health businesses and health brands masquerading, let me rephrase that. Surgery and drug businesses masquerading as fitness and health businesses. Let me put it that way. I think that would be a more accurate way to put it.
Okay.
And so what's happening is people are looking at other people on the internet. And so people are saying to themselves, I want to look like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a great business model to jump out there and say, look at me, boop, stripping your clothes off. Some people feel like a lot of the fitness people are high-paid strippers, right? I mean, that's what they do. They do take their clothes off on the internet for money. So boom, look at my body. Here I am, right? I can get your body just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they tell you on the internet, listen, you got to eat like this, clean protein, chicken breast, tuna, white rice at 11:15, all of this, this program, put it, package it like this, or better yet, the guy comes on your YouTube channel before your video starts and says, are you making $150,000 a year? Are you making $150,000 a year, but you haven't taken your shirt off at the pool party? Financial success without the right body is just useless. Sign up with our so all of these different, you know, this is flooding the masses.
Uh-huh.
And the masses doesn't really understand their bodies. Listen, people could be angered by what I'm saying, but the proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have the most expensive educational system, the most highly rated educational system here in America, to the point where you could be a highly decorated um, student, where you got multiple PhDs, multiple master's degrees coming from other countries, and America won't even recognize them. You got to go to school and start all over again.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how America get down. That's how arrogant our school system is here.
Mm-hmm.
And, doctors get paid here more than anywhere else in the world, you know, based on these credentials. And guess what? We have the worst health in the world. This is the sickest country in the world. So, unfortunately, family out there, like these are just the facts. Like America is souped up. We are confused. We are misled, right? So you're looking at these designer bodies, which these bodies are mostly partial surgery, partial drugs, and you're being confused and led into believe like this is the new pattern. Take these drugs, steroids, peptides, fat loss, whatever, GLP-1, take these drugs, get a little surgery here and there as you start to develop your body, get a little surgery here and there to accentuate things, maybe get the cheeks right, you know what I'm saying? Maybe remove a little blemish from here or there. Maybe we'll have to take out a rib or, straighten your nose or, we'll fix it up as you go along, right? Have a little excess skin removed. We'll put this thing together, you know what I'm saying? And then once you get the body that you want perfect, then you get on the TRT. That's just like maintenance steroids. That's
Mm.
just maintenance because you've ruined your actual body's hormone system by this point. So because you've ruined your body's actual hormone system at this point, you need TRT to stabilize it and to stabilize it at an unnatural level. So people in their 50s want to stabilize their testosterone levels as a man in their 30s. People in their 60s and 70s, like, so everybody wants to like how we got room temperature, like, we got temperature now, which is pretty much no matter where you go between 68 and 72 degrees. That's the goal. Like we're going into the movie Futureland where everybody's going to be 35 years old forever. So in that space, of course, everybody needs TRT once they're past 35 because you're no longer 35. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you want to have the testosterone of a 35-year-old and you're 40, you're going to need TRT. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean at 40 or 45 or 50 without those things, you can't be healthy. You can't be fit enough to run around and and hurt yourself playing basketball with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you whooping them. You know what I'm saying? Because you whoop, school and yeah, you can still have good sex, long lasting. Like you can still do all of those things without, without that extra boost. You know what I'm saying? But in an unnatural space, people need it. Now, is there a small population, a small group of people, a small group of people that have hormone issues where they might like really need like like if I hold your breath, you need oxygen? Sure, that's few and far in between. That's few and far in between. What these people are doing now with the TRT discussion is the same as women with the abortion discussion. When you start having an abortion discussion, yeah. When you start having an abortion discussion, they immediately go, but what about the women who are raped? You're like, hold on. How many women that are raped are getting abortion as opposed to women who just walking in there getting abortion? Like, come on, man. This is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? 1 out of 1,000? Like 1 out of 500? Like, come on, man. No. People are going on TRT because they're trying to be 33 years old for the rest of their life. And listen, I don't think anything is wrong with that if that's what you choose to do. We only have one life to live. You know what I'm saying? You only get one cycle, pun intended, right? You only get one cycle, pun intended. So,
And surely that's safe and effective, the TRT shots.
okay, now you might be stretching it, but listen, safe and effective, safe and effective is not always fun. So we've got to leverage some things, you know what I'm saying? Safe and effective is not always fun and not always packaged together, right? Sometimes effective is maybe not so safe. Yeah. And sometimes safe is not always that effective. So you may have to,
Well,
you may have to.
he said a few of them got. This is Nate Yamasaki.
Listen, there's going to be this when you start
performance fitness coach.
Oh, see, come on.
Free 7-day shred
HJ,
program in the
HJ,
link
HJ.
below.
HJ, you gotta relax, bro.
Debilitating hormone problems.
No, listen. You have to stop messing with these people's livelihoods and their money, man.
He said, I've had some clients respond well to some natural substance, but mostly after they lost substantial body fat. We're not talking about no substance.
See, look, wait. Why are these people responding to me as if I'm saying natural substance versus this? I've not mentioned any natural substance. I'm talking about just plain eating and exercising. I haven't said where they get. What I'm saying is there's a unnatural precedent set. And honestly, they've already had symposiums and a wide range of discussions on the anxiety, depression, and mental illnesses, mental psychoses that are caused by social media. And it's not just addiction to likes and subs and, like it's this pressure to live in this synthetic space because, people's timeline, everybody pretends like what's on their timeline is their real life, and it's not. It's their best life. Sometimes people take 2, 3, 4, 5 days to record and then take another 2, 3 days to edit that little 15-second, 30-second clip. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you first find out that WWF was scripted or reality TV is scripted, like it's just I don't. And it's right there, like the Liver King's on steroids. The other Brian Johnson, the guy with the hyperbaric this and the time, they on steroids. Like I don't understand what people don't get. The looks are fake. The looks are fake. You know what I'm saying? But if you like it, it's cool. See, my problem is the transparency. I think the transparency creates problems, hidden issues, diseases, and things like that. If we know what we're walking into, then I feel like people could be better prepared and, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a prude or a supernaturalist. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind a woman with a augmented booty. Yeah, I don't mind an augmented booty. I'd prefer a natural booty, but I mean, augmented booty's okay. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna have to pay the long-term price for that augmented booty, because lupus and, autoimmune diseases and lymphatic issues, and there's a lot of things that women have to deal with to get those fake booties. It's not just the money they pay. There's a lot of, this is why some women opted to get their fake booties removed. They went back natural.
Mm-hmm.
They got the fake booty for 5 or 10 years and then they went back natural. You know what I'm saying? Because they realized it was more than just money that they were paying. You know what I'm saying? But
Big Dad Energy said, my 1300 T levels say F you.
that's, yo. Listen, hopefully he's, what was his name again?
Big Dad Energy.
Big Dad Energy. All right. So clearly that's a brand. So
Mm.
that's why I'm saying, as long as people are doing, like, if you're doing it for the bread, if it's if you're doing it for a brand, it makes sense. I'm not saying it don't make sense, but 1300 T level, like how many children he got? I don't think I've ever had a 1300 T level. And I have 10 children with 2 sets of twins. I have 10 children, 2 sets of twins, and
Some
I've
of them
never
say
had
they,
a
some of them say
listen,
they
I've
over 1500.
listen, I've never had a problem with premature ejaculation. And I don't think I've ever had a 13 a fifth over 1500. That's yeah, that's interesting.
They said that the TRT coming in the bottle is identical to the testosterone in the body.
That's okay. Listen, you out here trolling, HJ. I don't feel like bothering these folks. This is their livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do feel for the people that are led to believe this is how you get in shape or this is how you get healthy.
That's who I'm concerned with.
That's where the problem comes in. Now, if you're doing this for branding and because you want to be able to present your body on the internet and attract clients and blah blah blah. See, here's where the problem came in. The problem came in, right? People saw the money. They saw the money that you could generate from home with the six pack and with the souped up body. They saw the money, you know what I'm saying? And so what happened was they start marketing themselves, right? And they're marketing themselves saying that they can get people results and people are looking at their bodies. I bet I'll pay you 50 an hour, 100 an hour. And then what happened was that the prices started to get crazier.
Mm-hmm.
500 a session,
Mm-hmm.
800 a session, some crazy. I think I seen Aaron Hall with $3,000 a session or some old crazy, there's some crazy prices out there. So for those prices, guess what? People like, yo, I don't want to get in shape and get, I'm not looking to get, I want to look like you, buddy. That's what I'm buying. I'm buying that. I want that. The problem is the people that that are building these brands, they don't know how to get their clients these types of bodies naturally because they didn't do it.
Mm.
So how are you going to teach somebody how to get a body that you don't know how to get?
Mm.
So what happens eventually is this. Eventually what happens is they have to go, all right, well, look, let me take you into come on over here. Like come on under the come on up under let me tell you what really going down. All right. So look, I ain't telling nobody this but you. You know what I'm saying? This is what you really need to do. Take, like this right here, yeah, this shit right here, Cat Williams voice. This shit right here. Yeah, you need to take you a shot of this in the butt like 2, 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? In less than 3 months, you'll look like this. And that's how the industry developed. I know because I was in personal training, watching this happen. I watched people that was around me that was already in really good shape, that was already had more women that they could get rid of, six pack, ripped, like natural, good looking, like great looking. They went to like Super Saiyan looking, like, nah, I'm on some new, yeah, now I'm on a new program. I'm like, new program? What new program? Like I mean, there's a balance to exercise and like bone density to muscle you naturally carry. Like what program you on? Nah, I'm telling you, I'm on something. Okay. All right. And so over the years, it just became very competitive in the marketplace. And you got to have that body. You got to have that look. But the problem with having that look is you have to be able to, it has to be duplicatable. You have to be able to sell that look. And
Mm-hmm.
people didn't get that look from weights. They didn't get that look from diet. They didn't get that look from calisthenics.
Mm.
They got that look from drugs.
Mm.
So when you're watching YouTube and you see a day in the life of Mr. Olympia and he's going to show you his workout, and he gonna show you what he's eating. Like that don't that don't mean nothing. That's a waste of time you watching them videos. Because the only reason he's carrying that much muscle is because of the drugs.
Mm.
So even if he ate that same diet and he did that same workout, he would never be able to even get close to that size of muscle without the drugs. But then those aren't really entertaining videos and there's no product to sell.
Mm.
Because if they
Mm.
sold the steroids, the only people that would get rich is the doctor. So
Mm.
they have to sell you the other thing so that they can build a brand around it. It's like, no, I know how to eat and work out and get you to this level. No, you don't, because you didn't get to that level without the drugs. Like, do you have a plan that doesn't include drugs? And can you show a receipt where you have demonstrated that you could do it? Because if you did it with the drugs, technically the only thing you know how to do to get me to that level is for me to then work out, create the certain habits, and then start using the drugs. Like you don't have another thing. So
Tanei, you saw what happened this weekend. You saw some of the conversation. I want you to give us your perspective on some of the drama that you saw unfold this weekend from your perspective? Was it messy? What did you?
Of course, it was messy, AJ. You don't need to prod. You don't need to prod him that way. Just let him give his testimony, man.
Man. So I'm gonna be honest, like I don't really have a strong opinion about it one way or the other because at the end of the day, all this stuff is tools, right? And whatever tools you want to use in your tool shed to be able to get whatever thing you want done, that's on you. Like I do think it's important for people to understand like what risks might come associated with it because I think a lot of times when people and even just and this could be like any drug how the drugs work, what side effects come with it. Because what people don't really understand about drugs as a whole, all drugs have side effects. Period. Like anything, any kind of drug you put in your body is going to have a side effect. How you respond to that is going to be different from person to person. It's also going to be indicative of any other kind of weaknesses that are in your body. Everybody responds to these side effects differently. So
Let me play devil's advocate because I've had these conversations so long. I like here's some of the responses or some of the thoughts that you're gonna get from the 1500 plus, the 1300 testosterone level plus crew. Yeah, the side effects are making $500,000 a year as a personal trainer and getting a lot of booty and getting a lot of, you see what kind of car I'm driving? My life used to be horrible and now it's amazing. I'm living in luxury. I'm living in heaven.
and so I mean, look, man, it's because I'll say this: I have I have struggled with this line of thinking in just my research, right? Because I sit here and think to myself sometimes. I mean, everybody knows I do antifungal research, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm just like, okay, the stuff that we're trying to do, it really only affects a certain subset of the population that are severely immunocompromised, and that really only makes up like maybe conservative estimate, like maybe 10%, like, and that's kind of high. Because you're looking at people that have had cancer for a while, people that have very rare cancers or very rare diseases that have to have extensive medical treatments, extensive drug use, just to mitigate symptoms or chemotherapy, things like that, and those things leave you immunocompromised, right? And so I'm thinking, okay, this is really not going to help a lot of people. But the thing is that the people that it does help and the the quality of life that they're able to get back from having these drugs available is kind of worth it in some situations, especially when you think about kids, right? Because that's really who you're looking at when you're looking at a lot of these illnesses and these fungal infections. Because the fungal infections themselves come from the fact that your immune system is compromised, right? But your immune system is compromised from the treatments plus trying to clear the drugs plus whatever the disease is. So think about so actually this is really what changed my mind. So I had a colleague one day, we were at a retreat and he was talking about severe fungal infections in like the pediatric unit. And he was basically like, imagine being a 7-year-old kid, you've fought through leukemia, you've gone through all this chemotherapy, you beat the leukemia, and then you get a mucor infection. Mucor is a really, really bad antifungal or a really, really bad fungal infection that does not respond to like a lot of the antibiotics or antifungals that are on the market right now. And that really made me think like, man, for 90% of the population, this doesn't matter. I would even go so far as say it's like 95% of the population, it doesn't matter. But for that kid, it does matter. For that parent, for those parents that are caring for that child, it does matter because it gives them some kind of comfort in the options that they have and in the context of what is happening. I think a lot of these conversations are more contextual than people actually want to admit. And I think that that's where a lot of misconceptions, and I think that's where a lot of like the anger and people trying to defend their points comes from. But from somebody on the outside looking in, we don't really know the full context. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know, what is your goal for doing this? I know that the goal for this kid that's in the pediatric unit is to try to live. Just not even live like an outstanding life, but just be able to get up, walk around, and feel human. So what is the context of you doing this? And so I think that that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. And again, these are all tools. Drugs are not good or bad, they are. When you put them into the system, they do what they do, and then your body gets rid of them. So from that context, that's why I said I don't really have a strong opinion about it one way or the other, because these are all tools in the tool shed. You can use what you want to, but you also have to be willing to accept whatever consequences come with that.
So basically, what you're saying is niggas need to stop sticking their ass with needles.
What I'm saying is that they can do it if they want to. That's up to them. Like, you have choice. We are humans. We have free will. You have the option and the choice to do that if it's made available.
We're gonna play this video EnQi sent me. It's EnQi, I saw this over the weekend. I was watching your stream. Hold on, wait. It's in my watch later. Here it is. You said
I know when you watching it when
One-year
you ain't.
transformation
So I
on
know
the
you've
internet.
been missing a lot of classes lately. You know what I'm saying? HJ comes with at least 800 or 900 other people.
here we go. Let's put this on the screen. So you said go to what? The 750 mark? That should be right around.
Yeah, so at the 750 mark. So all right, so first things first. If you could just show the thumbnail. I
Well, we
think
almost at the 750 mark right now.
Okay,
He
well,
got the oatmeal. He's pouring some syrup in there. Whoa.
You see that? Yeah,
That's a lot of syrup.
right. More syrup than actual oatmeal.
What the hell?
And
Ew.
keep watching. Did you see what then he adds the jelly to it.
What the hell? He looked roided up.
Well, he's one of the guys that's building these brands. This is the program, bro.
Now he just trolling. He just making content. He really about
No.
He putting jam in there now.
That's what I'm trying. But that's not content. It's content, but it's not fake. It's not drummed up. This is his daily routine. This is what you got to understand. Listen. This is where the drugs actually come in. This is the whole concept of drugs. This is the difference between drugs and the plants that they're extracted from, right? Plants have a much longer time that they take to give you the desired effect.
Right.
Drug is an extract, so it's going to give you a quicker effect. With the quicker effect, obviously the side effects are more pronounced, but also the desired effect is much more pronounced.
Right.
But the whole concept of drugs when it comes to fat loss and bodybuilding is you can still enjoy the corporate industry, which is disease. You can still have as much crap as you want. You can still eat whatever you want to eat. They even got scientists going on diets of eating all trash fast food, showing you can still lose weight, okay? Like, the whole concept is you don't have to change. The whole thing is to fight against the natural people as much as possible. That's what it really comes down to. Don't think that you have to exercise every day to look like to be fit. Don't think you have to eat healthy to be healthy. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You can put half a bottle of syrup on top of your oatmeal and half a jar of jelly, half a jar of pure fructose corn syrup into your half a bottle of syrup. Like, why does he even have oatmeal in that bowl at all? Why isn't he just drinking the syrup out of the bottle? Like, what are we doing? What is he like? He sprinkled a little oatmeal in with his syrup, like. But he's online getting a lot of traction because he's now showed everybody that he can lose 150 pounds. And so now he's one of these people that are coaching people. And
100,
he's coaching.
150 pounds.
He lost 150 pounds. That's why I said show the thumbnail, because on the thumbnail it has him holding his old pants. And you could see his old pants when he was 150 pounds bigger. But the point is this: when he coaches somebody, the only way the people that he coaches is going to get their money's worth is if they use the drugs that he uses. Right? So go to the same now, go to the same video, go to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Go to 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Uh-oh, he got a whole thing of vowels. He got a bunch of vowels lined up.
Right. That's what you ain't hear nothing I've been saying this show.
What the hell? There's that's a lot of poking.
Well, I mean, that was a lot of syrup. What you mean that's a lot of poking? You want to have that syrup? I mean, what we listen. You want to have the syrup and you want to have the bodybuilding body.
He got
So
needles laid out. He got the needles laid out like he on heroin.
Listen, if you want to now listen, that's not required for everybody. But if you want to eat how these people is eating, you see what my man got going on. If you want to have the bowl, you want to eat how you want to eat, but you still want to look fit. Like if you want that fit body and you want that unfit sandwich, then you got to have, let me show you what drugs to take. Here you go. We're going to get you on some anabolic shots. We're going to get you on some fat loss shots. We're going to get you on some melanin shots.
I see. Yeah. So somebody asked, they said, hey, AJ, can you ask Dr. EnQi about NAD shots, please? And I see he's got the NAD shots.
Something's wrong with his digestive system. No, seriously. These are the problems that people get inadvertently. When you start taking your nutrition through your blood, like on IV, and you start putting it intravenous into your butt and all that, a lot of times that's because they've ruined their digestive system. So they can't just go the basic route. And then the other thing is, so let's look at NAD specifically, right? NAD is vitamin B3. Right? NAD is vitamin B3.
Is that true, Tanei?
Nicotine, adenine, dinucleotide, yes.
So what you use NAD, and you might as well throw B2 in this conversation while we're here, right? B2 and B3 is what your body, creates FAD and NAD out of. FAD and NAD are the carriers of energy from your metabolism. So as you're breaking down fats and carbohydrates, and you're basically pulling hydrogen off of the carbons, you're passing those hydrogens to NAD and to FAD. Now, the more you're trying to basically metabolize, the more you're going to need. So if you put your body in a place where your body is unnaturally, like some of these guys are, they doing 4,000 or 5,000 calories, and they're synthetically inducing these appetites, and so they've got to take more than what their body could normally get from the food. So you have a combination of folks. Some folks have digestive problems, but then other people need to compensate because there's a limit to how much nutrients you could get eating. Like there's a limit to how much you can eat. So if you go past your body's natural ability to process, well, then you could just shoot it up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But
taking the NAD shots is like basically, so say like you have like conveyor belt or you have like people working on a line or something, and so the line gets backed up. Taking the shots is putting more people on the line so you can keep the line moving.
a lot faster.
Ah.
Yeah. The thing is, and this is where it may get
So
confusing.
NAD is just a carrier.
And
So we in the organic chemistry sense, we call it an electron sink. So essentially, it's a way to pass electrons from one molecule to another, and then those electrons can be used in another process downstream or somewhere else. So it can be used in electron transport to generate energy. Yeah, so we
So,
call them electron sinks.
so electron sinks. So they just passing electrons around.
Mm-hmm.
correct. So the whole point is, I just want to, like, we haven't seen any of these people yet in blue zones. Like I just want to make
What's a
sure
blue
that
zone? That's where the Democrats are at.
no, blue zones are the people that live on a regular basis, healthily past 90 or 100 years old.
Okay, right. That's
So
definitely
so
not happening in the Democrat area.
well, that too, but none of the TRT steroid people have made it into this circle.
They're not.
So
Yeah, they're not making it to the blue
yeah,
zone.
none of the TRT steroid people are making it into these circles yet. So maybe we'll have a different conversation in the years to come. But as of right now, it's actually the people who do consistent moderate exercise that are able to maintain their natural hormone cascade into their later years.
Mm.
So that becomes an
Interessante.
issue, you know what I'm saying? But see, here's the thing. If you're looking at taking these substances because of branding and you trying to get to a bag, right? And you betting on yourself getting this money and blah blah blah, and it's all about getting this money. I get it because people's mindset is I'll have the money,
Right.
right? Like the clip that we saw, was it last week, where the guy said, "Why would I ever stop taking steroids?" You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, so if that's the mindset, I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? If the mindset is money is the most important thing in the world, I get it. But, I'm just saying for longevity, like, and this is why, again, I always try to make the distinction between health and fitness. Those are not the same thing. Those are not the same thing. The slaves were trained to be fit because they could get more work out of them. But
Hmm.
the masters were trying to be healthy so that they could live longer. And so what's been passed down to us is a confusing idea of health and fitness. You know what I'm saying? Where we think they're both the same thing. In fact, fitness has taken over the idea of health, which is the reason why we have the most fit country while having the most unhealthiest and sickest country at the same time, right? Because we don't get what healthy is. Healthy is when everything in your body works as is designed. I'm going to say that again because I know that's going to go right over people's heads. Healthy is when everything in your body works as it was designed.
Hmm.
So that means if your hormones need an injection because they're not working as they were designed, but you can bench press 300 pounds and you got the six pack and you look amazing, you are not healthy. You're not healthy because your body doesn't work. A very important part of your body stopped working and you're propping it up with a synthetic substance.
Mm.
So that's not health.
GLP-1. I want to talk about that, but first I want to cover this NAD thing here. Keisha over here, somebody told her that she could take NAD for focus. Is that true tonight? Can she take it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Not
yeah.
exactly, but yeah, you can, like, so here's the thing. Okay, and so this goes back to I gotta jump in here tonight. Don't worry. You the
You got, hey,
science guy. You the science guy.
I'm listening. I'm
gonna keep
letting
you.
Unc
Yeah,
is in the kitchen cooking. I'm just
yeah. I'm
waiting
gonna
for
keep you
you.
in the good space though, because HJ is hot. You know what I'm saying? And I see this week, over the weekend, I wasn't around to hold it down. I don't know what happened. Like HJ keep you in a hot place. You know what I'm saying? So what's happening is this goes back to, if anybody knows me, they know I push the knowledge first.
Yeah.
Before products, before even my products, is knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Some people have been listening to me for who knows how long, and they don't even know I have products. They're like, wait, EnQi got products too? What? Because information, information, information. In social media age, the product pushing is crazy. And that's the whole thing we got to understand, even about the healthcare system. We literally had medical schools set up in America before we even understood how a human cell worked. And that's verifiable. You can go and Google that, because you can Google, when was the Krebs cycle discovered? Like, when was the electron transport chain discovered? And then you find out the year for that. And then you Google and type in, when was the first medical school established in America? And you go, wait a minute. We had medical schools 100 years before we knew how cells worked? What were they teaching? So every function of the human body, requires energy. So there's no function that somebody can't say you could take NAD and it'll boost it. If you're trying to market NAD, you know what I'm saying? You can market NAD to improve your sex life, to improve your study, to improve your cognitive effect, to improve, your ability to, I don't know, anything, work, or, like anything you do, because energy is required. And so based on people's lifestyles today, we don't get enough B vitamins. We don't.
Or they get depleted from the lifestyle, like a lot of processed food, drinking a lot of alcohol, all that stuff will
Cortisol,
make you
yep.
be, it'll deplete your B vitamins.
Yep. Cortisol, homocysteine. Homocysteine is a silent B vitamin killer. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these things, or even people on the flip side, people doing the right thing, people doing the healthy thing, they don't realize that they are running a lot of vitamin C and B vitamins out of their body, because these are water soluble vitamins. So if you go play a basketball game, or you go into a sauna or a jacuzzi, or you do anything that works up a crazy sweat, you probably need to replace your B vitamins, because you done lost a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of reasons
So
why.
so take the NAD.
Um, you listen. I'm gonna suggest that people do some study. I'm gonna suggest that people eat some more pigment in their diet. Get more pigment in. If you get more pigment in your diet, you'll get a lot more B vitamins in. Period. There's nothing that has pigment that doesn't have the B vitamins. All of the pigmented produce has B vitamins. Spend some time in the produce section, you'll get some B vitamins.
Get them pigments. Let's talk GLP-1 and GLP receptors. Cause I was all up in TRT Twitter. So I'm clicking around like saying, I'm
The
investigating.
same space.
Yeah.
So it's the same space, because it's drugs for muscle building, drugs for
Fat
weight
loss.
loss. Yeah,
Right.
well,
So
weight loss.
so when I went to the website, it said GLP for fat loss. And the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, Ozempic. These niggas on Ozempic. So I go and I asked the Google demons. I said, what's the difference between this stuff and Ozempic? And the Google demons was like, ain't much difference.
No, it's a bunch of different brands. That's what it is. It's different
Right.
brands. It's not, Ozempic is not the only brand.
Right.
But the thing is, those specific fall under the category of drugs that come from plants. So your body naturally does the GLP-1 agonist. Like, that's the other part of the diet that we focus on.
Right.
pigment and fiber. So if
Right.
you're getting a high amount of fiber, you're getting that same effect. But again,
They don't do
if you're
fiber.
not interested in high fiber foods, but you want the high fiber food effect, you can go and eat. Because see, here's the coincidence, right? Watch this. This the
Damn, this
crazy
is
coincidence.
crazy.
Here's the crazy coincidence, and this is where people get a little emotional with it and get debate. They gets a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All of these platforms, right? They're all promoting some variety of animal diet.
Right.
Whether they're promoting the fat only diet, which is the keto universe, or they're promoting the carnivore, high protein, you know, tuna, chicken, beef diet, right? If they're in that space. Well, guess what? None of those diets have any fiber.
Mm. Tanei, what is
No,
fiber?
wait. None of those diets have any fiber. So if you want to do keto, but you want GLP-1 agonist effects, you got to get it. You gotta inject it, or you gotta do something else because it's not in your diet anymore.
You gotta stick it in your
So
butt.
so they're putting you in this unnatural space with an unnatural diet, and then in order to get the natural results while maintaining the unnatural diet, you got to go deeper. It's the same thing as we always heard about drugs. Like you take a drug and then you get side effects, so you got to take another drug for the drug. Well, you eat an unnatural diet, there's side effects. So now you got to take some drugs for the side effects.
Mm. Tanei,
But go ahead, go ahead.
what is fiber, and how is this pertinent to the GLP and all of that stuff?
So you generally have two different forms of fiber. You got soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. So soluble fiber is the stuff that when you eat it, it comes into contact with water, it starts to turn into like this gel-like consistency, right? And so it swells. And so essentially,
Like
the
oatmeal?
soluble fiber, hmm?
Like oatmeal?
Yeah. So stuff like oatmeal, chia seeds, even like your produce, fruits, vegetables, citrus fruits, basically anything, well, most things that you can get in the grocery store, from the produce section are going to have some amount of soluble fiber in them. Um, the soluble fiber is a form of fiber your body will actually use, right? It's not directly used by your body, but what is used by is your gut microbiome. So a lot of the short chain fatty acids that regulate or that provide energy for like your colonocytes. Like colonocytes mostly use short chain fatty acids like butyrate and propionate as energy sources, right? So those are broken down by the microbiome, like your microbiome, by the bacteria that are inside of your digestive tract. So they break the soluble fiber down, and they spit out the short chain fatty acids for your body to use. One of
In
the
your
other
in
things
your in wait, in your colon for the people out there. That's what he means by
that's
colonic.
what a colonocyte is.
Yeah.
A colonocyte is a
Right.
colon. Yeah. So the other thing that it does too is that it slows down the absorption of food in your digestive tract. So that gel, so all of the food that you're eating that's getting trapped in that gel matrix is slowing it down, giving your body a chance to absorb all the nutrients as it passes through your digestive tract. The insoluble fiber is stuff that you can't digest. So most of that's going to be like beta cellulose fibers. And so a lot of fiber is carbohydrates. And they're different long chain carbohydrate polymers. So polymer is just repeating units of the same thing. And so typically you're going to have repeating units of carbohydrates that are inside of soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. The difference between the two is that your soluble fiber is generally able to be broken down because of how the sugars are attached to each other. The insoluble fiber is not. So essentially what the insoluble fiber will do, it's like a broom. So like that will just sweep your digestive tract. So anything like, any kind of toxins, it can absorb stuff onto the insoluble fiber and you can pass it through your body. So fiber is actually one of the ways that your body will get rid of, toxins, heavy metals, anything that any other kind of toxins that like parasites may be secreting, anything like that. So it's a really good way to kind of like, it's kind of like a sponge. It'll mop up some of that stuff in your digestive tract. So you have those two different forms. Now, soluble fiber, I mean, and some of this is just for me speaking from experience. So soluble fiber, when it comes to like hormone regulation, and we talked about hormone regulation, I think like 2 weeks ago, where we were talking about the mechanical regulation of GLUT4 and the hormonal regulation of GLUT4, right? So soluble fiber helps with regulating your insulin because when you slow down the absorption of carbohydrates that are in your food, your blood sugar doesn't spike as fast, right? So when your blood sugar doesn't spike as fast, your insulin signal goes up over time versus spiking all at once. And so that gives your body a chance to start bringing start bringing the sugar into your cells for it to be used as energy, and it goes over time. It's a sustained release. You just chop off a few sugar units here, the conveyor belt's moving fine, right? The problem comes when you strip fiber and protein out of the food that's supposed to be slowing your carbohydrate absorption down. That's when you get the insulin spikes. So when you get the insulin, or that's when you get the blood sugar spikes that spikes your insulin. And when it spikes your insulin, insulin takes a few hours to come down. But if you have constant high insulin, then that's where insulin resistance comes from, right? So when you have the insulin resistance, then you're interacting with ghrelin and leptin in adverse ways. So then your body is essentially telling you that you're still hungry because it's not getting the GLP-1 signal that you would normally get from fiber or from protein. Because these things are allowing your body to kind of feel your food in real time and realize, okay, we need to be taking this up, but we also have enough time to do it. Essentially, you can think about that insulin spike as like an oh shit switch. It's like, oh shit, there's too much going on right now. We got to get this out as soon as possible. And so fiber prevents that from happening. And so your hormones work much more in sync with each other, where insulin stops catabolism, it begins to store energy. You can store energy in the form of glucose and glycogen, and you can start to store fat. You can start to bring in amino acids for muscle repair. And so fiber gives your body a chance to absorb the most amount of those nutrients as possible, and it also stimulates your hormonal hunger signal. So you get your signal from leptin to tell you that you've had enough food, and then over time, once you start to clear that from your digestive tract, then ghrelin starts to kick back up and say, hey, we need to eat again. So fiber plays a really important role in GLP-1 production and signaling. And so that essentially regulates how much you need to eat, you know, are you done eating, all that. And so when I first started doing this weight loss thing, I started on keto, right? First 2 weeks I was on keto. I did an in-body scan. My gym has in-body scans or in-body scanner. And I lost 4 pounds, but 2 pounds of it was muscle. And I actually gained fat. And I was like, okay, this like what is going on? Like this is like something's not right here. And I was eating probably 200 grams of protein a day. I was eating less than 100 grams of carbs a day, and I was probably eating like 150 grams of fat. So I switched to a higher fiber diet. So then I switched to a diet where I was eating probably about 50 grams of fiber a day. The transition's kind of rough because, like I said, when you start to incorporate that soluble fiber, it actually brings more water into your digestive tract. So yeah, it takes a little transition to go from not eating a lot of soluble fiber to eating a lot of soluble fiber. But your body will eventually catch up to it, and it will start to regulate it. When I switched to going high fiber, almost all the weight that I was losing was fat. And not only was it fat, I started gaining muscle. That was when I was like, okay, there's something to, because a lot of people talk about like low carb, and I'm pretty sure that this works for some people, but I really do think that fiber is the missing piece to a lot of weight loss, because not only does it allow your body to absorb these nutrients slower and at its own pace so that it doesn't disrupt your hormone signaling, it also still gives off that insulin signal so that you can still build. It's still going to be anabolic. It's still going to allow you to build muscle. It's still going to allow you to store glycogen. So I think fiber really is the missing piece for people that are trying to lose weight, especially if you're in a calorie deficit. So we talked about CECO, which CECO is just calories in, calories out, then the hormonal part of it, and then the mechanical part of it. I was actually just talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was like, after doing this for 90 days, so I was 37 pounds in 90 days, and I was sitting there talking to him, and I was like, I think one of the parts of eating that we don't talk about is movement. And I really think that we should start thinking about movement as part of eating. Because if you think about how your blood sugar is regulated, right? So your blood sugar is regulated mechanically and is regulated hormonally. But it's been shown that the more movement you have, the more active GLUT4 receptors you have on the outside of your cells. So simply just moving more is going to help you regulate your blood sugar better. And I think the part that messes
Wait, wait,
people
wait,
up
wait,
is
wait,
that
wait, wait. Just so you me help me. Yeah, yeah. So insulin sensitivity for the people listening out there. A large part of insulin sensitivity is based on GLUT4 molecule activity. So when he's saying that just moving will increase the amount of GLUT4, what he's saying is that he's giving you the technical side to how moving increases your insulin sensitivity.
and not only the insulin sensitivity, but your blood sugar sensitivity too, which goes hand in hand with the insulin. So you're able to bring more sugar out of your bloodstream the more GLUT4 you have on the outside of your cells. And that's regulated mechanically. So if you're regulating this mechanically, so people that move more, people that have more muscle mass, they naturally express more GLUT4. So if that's the case, your hormones don't have to work as hard to get sugar out of your bloodstream or to get nutrients out of your bloodstream, because the GLUT4 receptors are already primed. They're already there. That's why everybody keeps saying that the golden number for weight loss is like between 10 to 15,000 steps, because what ends up happening is you have to rely less on your hormones to regulate your blood sugar, and
Let,
you
let,
rely more on your movement.
let me take that a step further because this is like one of the main pieces of the class that we're having right now. So if you guys are not aware, we're in the middle of a 15-week curriculum on fat loss and muscle building. And so one of the things that I know that people don't know is that your hormones, your hormones like are basically running software in the background. Like these are the programs that are running in the background of your body's complex computer system. They're not set for life. You create these programs. You are the computer programmer, whether you're conscious of this fact or not. And so you have different sets of programming. So when we get to when we begin the show, right, we having the TRT discussion. And from the TRT, we move into weight loss. And there's a difference between weight loss and fat loss. So that's why I'm making sure to be specific and say weight loss, right? But the build muscle hormones and the lose weight hormones, right? That's anabolic versus catabolic. You have the ability to control those hormones. You have the ability to set those hormones. You set them with your pattern of eating, your time that you eat, what it is that you eat, and then how what you eat directly, how it complements your daily movement patterns, right? That's what's important. What you eat, how you eat, when you eat has to complement your movement patterns. When you change those movement patterns and you stay consistent with the new diet plan that complements the movement plan, after a while, your hormones are going to be reset because there's a hierarchy to how your hormones work. And movement, taking your car off of cruise control, taking the airplane off autopilot and going into manual is how you take control. And then as you set patterns in your daily movement, in your daily eating, those things become crystallized as a part of your hormone cascade. So even your hormone cascade, like this is why biochemists for fast food companies and canned food and box food companies, and this is why they get paid hundreds of thousands into the millions of dollars a year. They study your neurohormones, your anabolic, your catabolic. They study all of your hormones and they learn how to manipulate them.
Yep. They study how to take them apart, put them back together, make certain systems work, turn certain systems off. That's all
So
food science is.
so the thing that people don't get, and people believe because I'm selling the books that I'm tricking them. I'm hustling them because I'm the guy selling the book. Of course I'd say that they need the information. Like, of course you're gonna say that, EnQi, because you trying to sell the book. Well, the thing is, if the people that are creating your food know more about how your body works than you do, you will never be healthy. You will never be free. See, healthy is about being free. Healthy is about being free. You can't be free no matter how much money you got if you don't have health because you're on drugs. And if you're on drugs, the moment the drugs stop, the moment your life is going to change dramatically, no matter what kind of money you got. If you on TRT because your body can no longer produce testosterone by itself, what happens if there's a testosterone shortage? What happens if they can't sell testosterone for 12 months, for 24 months? What's going to happen to you? You might not even make it through 24 months. Your body's going to shrivel up. Your entire social life is based on your fake body. So if your body shrivel up, your business and social life going to shrivel up. You might move to cocaine, crack, heroin to cope with the changes in like people not realize they can snatch it away from you. I mean, it's like somebody that's talking about being financially free, but they're a type 1 diabetic. You financially free in what form? If you a type 1 diabetic, you tied to the diabetes drugs.
You know what's crazy too is that there's a lot of research that's out right now that's talking about basically what EnQi's talking about, the GLP-1s. As soon as people come off GLP-1s, they gain all their weight back. As
All the
part
way.
of it,
No. All the way and then
and
some.
then some. And the reason why is then some is because a lot of people are not maintaining that baseline movement, right? And so your body is smart. Your body, and the other thing too is that your body is not responding to what you want it to do. You want your body to lose fat, right? So you take the GLP-1 and then you don't eat as much, right? Your body's going to be like, oh, we're not getting as much food, so then we need to turn our metabolic rate down so that we don't die. Again, this is what I was saying a couple weeks ago. Your body is more intelligent than you. Your body is trying to keep you alive at every step of the way, regardless of what you want it to do.
Bro, people don't know their bodies. That's the thing. People, it is, yes, our bodies are smarter than we are because we got millions of years of information stored in our bodies. But people don't even know their bodies. They don't know their bodies. They don't know their bodies. You got guys on the internet that, like they don't know their body. They don't know how their bodies work. And our health system is made upside down. I was going through the timeline this weekend on my channel. Like, yo, we had medical schools 150 years before they figured out how a cell works. Like how is that possible, bro? Like Like that's why we have the sickest country. And people running around like, yo, yeah, I got these credentials. What's your credentials? I got credentials. I'm a PhD. I'm this, I'm that. I'm an MD. I'm like, hold on. Those things only got respect, not because you graduated medical school. Your degree is not respected because you prevent disease. Your degree is not respected because you're able to heal people and keep people healthy. People respect the doctor's degree because the doctor's degree typically guarantees them a lifestyle. So when we close our eyes and we think of a doctor, we think big house, Lamborghini. Like we think doctor is in the same space with stockbroker. There's a lifestyle associated with the degree. And so we respect the money. People have grown to respect the money. So because they respect the money, they respect the degree. This is the purpose of the degree, is to get a good job. Like that's why those things go together. It's not.
I'll tell you from personal experience too, though. People respect the amount of work you got to put in too. There's a lot of classes along the way.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Only people.
Oh,
Wait,
no,
let me
no,
just
no,
say
no,
this.
wait.
Only people that know better. Like I can respect the amount of work you got to put in because I know the kind of study that you got to go through. But John Q. Public doesn't even read books. So how can somebody that doesn't read books respect how much like that? That only applies to a select group of people, bro.
Well, I mean, people also know too the amount of time you got to stay in school, and so people will automatically assume, oh, you had to stay in school for this amount of years. It had to be hard, right? Like you're not just taking.
Yeah, but their hard is not the same hard as you thinking. When they saying it had to be hard, it's because they couldn't get out, live their life, have sex, get high, and party as much as they did when they was not in school while you was in school. Like they're looking at the sacrifice of time you had to put as opposed to the actual thing you were doing while sacrificing that time. Like they're not thinking about study because they don't know what study entails. We have a country where people have a 4th grade reading level.
I think it's lower than that. I think they just
No, it's average because you have
So
to
hold
average
on,
it out.
hold on. Let's go back. Let's rewind. Tadai was breaking down his GLP-1.
Yeah,
You
let's
said
go
your
into
body,
GLP-1.
your body was.
It got messy.
That was your
so
fault,
GLP-1s,
EnQi. The
right?
demons done got you tonight. The gremlins done got EnQi tonight.
Nah. Listen, because I'm passionate about this because this is why our healthcare system is in the toilet. Listen, hold. Why don't you answer the question then, HJ, since the Google demons got me? How is it that we can have medical school 150 years before we know how cells work?
Because the money come before the health.
Huh?
Because the money come before the health.
So medical school is teaching folks how to get money, not how to get healthy.
Correct.
Okay, well, grand opening, grand close. So that ain't the Google demons. These are facts. But listen, all of this is built on top of this because people now in our country, which leads the world, want to look healthy without being healthy because people don't even know what health is anymore.
So going back to the med school thing too, that's the real nasty trick about med school, right? Is that I think that there are a lot of people that are well intentioned that go into medical professions and then they get there and it's like, this ain't what I thought it was.
I think most people are.
Isn't that there's like a YouTube channel of a guy that was he was a medical doctor and he was a doctor for a few years and he quit and I think he started like just hiking, like just being in the mountains and just like being in.
Oh, you're talking about the neurosurgeon?
Yes.
I did a video about him.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of those channels now because a lot of doctors are quitting.
Yeah, they're just like, wait, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, it's a high turnover because they like, there are certain anomalies that we can't explain. There are certain anomalies that we can't explain. And the neurosurgeon, what made him get my attention is that he articulated those things very well. He articulated them in a way where you can't ignore him. Because he's like, wait a minute, listen, there are too many patients that are getting well before surgery, which will make you question the whole. Then when you take into consideration the people post-surgery that get well and the people that never get well, no matter how many surgeries they get, if you figure out what all those people have in common and you get those people to do those things that they have in common before the surgery, a lot of times they don't need the surgery.
Yeah, they don't need the surgery anymore, or they get better. Just like, I heard this the other day and it kind of blew my mind. Which, I mean, it makes complete sense. Where people that are in the same hospital bed or same hospital room, sometimes you go in the hospital and they have the big rooms in one part and they're like divided. And there's like two different people in them. The people that were closest to the window actually got discharged from the hospital. I want to say like a week or two faster than the people that were away from the window. And it's just like it's so much that we intuitively know but have been forced to ignore about our bodies.
Well, let me say this. Let me make sure I put this disclaimer in, because I say it a lot on my channel, but I don't want people over here, because HJ stirs the pot. I don't want people to make.
That's what he's doing right now. That's why he over there laughing. I heard.
Yeah, that's why he's typing too.
That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah. So I don't want people to think that I'm against medical doctors or surgeons. We need them. My beef is with Western academia. My beef is with Western academia, and more than Western academia, my beef is with the parent of Western academia, which is the early church fathers, because the early church fathers created Western academia. So that's what my beef is. They created this space where all natural things were banished. Anything natural you was into, you got hung, lit on fire. You was called a witch, a naturalist. All those things were heathen practices. So, vitamins, plants, even water. Even water was not, it's crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of these things that we take in today's world as like for granted, like vitamins and nutrients, like y'all don't understand until you really get the impact of what I'm saying about these timelines to really understand. Okay, so look, the very first vitamin was discovered in 1910. That's vitamin B1. Right? But we had medical schools in 1765. So how is it that we have a medical school and we don't have vitamins? How we have medical schools before we know what vitamins are? Like, we haven't discovered vitamins yet.
I'm over here laughing at HJ because I know he over there doing something. All right, I know what that green is. You just what? You just
trolling away. He's just in troll heaven.
You can't even defend yourself. You can't even clean it up. You know what you.
I'm talking to the chat.
Exactly, trolling. But these are facts, though, and it hurts my heart. You know what I'm saying? That people look at this stuff and they don't really see it. You know what I'm saying? So in the 1700s, we create medical schools. We don't learn the concept of calories until the 1800s. So the concept of calories comes in 1824 in Germany. They discover the concept of calories. In the 1840s, we get the concept of calories in America, right? So 1700s, we got medical school. 1800s, we learn what calories are. It's not until the 1900s that we discover nutrients. So how is it that we can fully understand what a calorie is if we don't understand what nutrients are? See, this is where it gets crazy, where it's like the uninformed being led by the misinformed, right? Now, mind you, we don't get a complete understanding of the electron transport chain until 1961. So how is it that we know what calories are in 1840 if we don't know what the electron transport chain, if we don't even know what the Krebs cycle is until 1920, almost 80 years later, how can we know what a calorie is until we don't know, before we know what the Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain? Like, we in bizarro world, bro. Like, this is insane. Like, this is like, so that's why our country is in the shape it's in when it comes to the statistics around disease.
No,
Because we think we know a lot, but everything is running backwards. Everything is running backwards. You have medical schools before they figure out what a nutrient is or how a cell works. You have calories before you have the mechanism for how your body produces energy. You have dietitians before you know what a vitamin is. Like so of course people in this the 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 next step is obviously a growth of synthetic health, right? It's lose weight by drugs, it's build muscle by drugs. That's just what it is.
you
Lose
know,
weight,
it's
drugs,
real
build muscle
interesting
by
too
drugs.
when, especially so like this kind of goes back to the conversation where we talk about the these are essentially isolates, right? And isolates are designed to work within a certain context, right? So it's just like if I was walking down the street and I just saw like a random finger, I'm gonna see this finger and I'm be like, okay, what do you do with this? Like what? Yeah, you can do some experiments. It's gonna do some stuff. You know, you'll find some uses for it, but you don't really get the full context of what the finger is doing until you put it together on the whole hand. Because all of these fingers are working together. You've taken a part of the matrix and separated it. And when you separate, you don't get the full context of what the hand can do with all of the fingers. You only know what the finger is doing, and the finger can be limited. The finger can be limited because it's not in its natural context. It's not in its natural matrix. That's what happens with a lot of these isolates. When you're using these isolates, they're not in the matrix that they were designed to be in. That doesn't mean that they can't be useful, but it does mean that you do not know what the full effect of it is until you put it back in its natural matrix. And so that's and that kind of goes back to the GLP-1. So going back to that, so like I said, when people get off the GLP-1s, they gain all the weight back, right? And that's true for a lot of people that do weight loss surgeries too. Like if you don't maintain the habits that come along with like the gastric bypasses and like the gastric sleeves and stuff, just because your stomach has shrunk, like it can stretch back out again. And so if you're not, keeping up with, calories, how much you're eating, you're not keeping up with any kind of like movement, any kind of program on that, you're going to gain the weight back eventually. Like it'll take time, but you're going to gain it back because your body still has that hormonal memory of being
Bro,
large. So,
respectfully, listen, doctors are no longer even recommending the gastric bypass.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
is out of style now. That was the old fix. Like
Those
that
were the
was the
old
old cheat
days.
code.
The
Like,
thing
yeah,
about the old days,
if you
those the
still want
old
to eat like a
days.
fat person, but you want to look like a skinny person, we will surgically close and cut up your stomach so that way you'll be and that didn't work long term.
And so now with the GLP-1s, again, you're kind of having the same problem is that like you never fixed what caused the hormones to be off in the first place. And so when you recouple those things, when you recouple the system so that they're talking to each other again the way that they're supposed to, then you'll get the regulation that you're supposed to. So I'll say from personal experience, probably like, so in this past spring semester before I started doing all this, I used to have what so they call it food noise. I used to have insane food noise, and it's essentially what's happening is your body is telling you like eat, 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 eat. Sometimes you can ignore it, sometimes you can't, and that's when sometimes you'll sit there and you'll eat, but you don't feel satiated at all. And your body is continuing to tell you eat, 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 and it's
Well,
just
there's
like,
two
wait a minute, like
primary
what? No, wait,
drivers.
wait, wait,
Listen,
wait, wait, let me finish. So you get to that point And it's like you cannot, like, your hormones are literally taking over and telling you to continue to do this, right? It's not until you get back into a point where your hormones are regulated you can actually not hear that noise anymore. And like I said, this is how I know that, like, part of like my hormonal issues have been fixed because I don't have that food noise anymore. Like, I'll actively, like, I'll be outside and I'm just like, okay, I'm supposed to eat this many calories again today. I don't really feel like it. Those are the same things that happen when people go on GLP-1s. They'll eat and then they don't want to eat anymore because their body has gotten enough nutrients from whatever they've eaten, or they're able to utilize those nutrients correctly. And so you can
Boom.
recouple those things without using the drugs. Now, I have seen some testimonies online where there are people that have been overweight, obese, or have struggled with losing, the 15, 20 pounds. They lose 20 pounds, they gain it back, and they go on a GLP-1 and they're finally able to lose that weight. For those people, that is a victory for them. That is something that has helped them get into a better space. And it is unlikely that when they come off the GLP-1 that they'll gain it back, because most of those people have already been putting in the work. They already, have been doing X amount of things to help with their health and fitness. So they know on some level that they have to do something to maintain it. It's the people that go on it with no plan and they think that they're just going to take this shot, it's going to make them not eat. They are going to lose weight, but when you stop taking the shot, your hormones were never fixed. Now it's going to make it worse because now not only are you not getting that GLP-1 signal like you're supposed to, your metabolism's been downregulated. And you've probably lost muscle mass on top of that. So you're going to gain all that weight back plus some. And it's going to be even harder for you to lose this time because your metabolic rate is lower. So these drugs are still not a magic cure-all. Are they able to help people in certain situations where they're having difficulty losing weight? Absolutely. But you still have to have a plan to come off of it. Because if you just come off of it and think everything is going to be sweet, you're going to regain the weight. Like, it just is what it is. It's been shown too many times. If you don't have a plan put in place, if you didn't have a plan existing, then you're going to have the same problems as before, like before you went on the drug. So it's better to just figure out what the problem is, which you're having some kind of dysregulation between your hormonal regulation with your calories and your mechanical regulation. So in a sense, the people that say eat less, move more are correct because that is one of the ways that you reconnect your hormones to your actual eating habits and what you need to do to get nutrients into your body. That's not the whole story because your hormones are still can still send those signals when they're dysregulated. They will eventually regulate over time, but again, you have to give it time. And that's the thing that people don't want to do. They don't want to go through the hard things. They don't want to go through the time. They don't want to let their body get reacclimated to these signals.
Let me just add this in because here's and you mentioned it, but I just want to highlight it. A large problem is people are eating a lot of low nutrient, high calorie food. Low nutrient, high calorie.
Empty calories.
So correct. So the problem is not that that like they think they have a hormone problem. They don't have a hormone problem. Their bodies is working correctly. It's saying eat again because your body requires nutrients in order for it to function. This is why I was saying in the beginning of the show, the term need is all over the place because people don't really understand. Like we throw that word around, although your body needs specific nutrients for specific functions. There's not a replacement for B3. Like there's not a replacement for NAD. There's not a replacement for FAD or vitamin B2. If your body doesn't have the B vitamins, stuff just slows down to a halt. So you have to get nutrients into your diet. So if you eat a bunch of food and your body starts to processing that food and there's no nutrients in there, you're going to get another signal to eat again. And if you combine those signals to keep eating with the dopamine signals of addiction to certain tastes, you know, high sugar, fried this and that, and you keep driving what you're eating on taste and ignoring the nutrition side. That's how you get locked into a space where your natural systems uncouple from each other. And a lot of times it happens when we're kids. It happens when we don't even have consciousness of this.
So it's emotional, which we've said like part of this is emotional.
Yeah,
Part of this
some
is
of it I want to put the blame on parents because a lot of times parents continuously give their children sweets, 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 sweets. And so their children develop taste for sweets, addiction for sweets, a drive for dairy and sweet and dairy and sweet and dairy and sweet. And they just, facilitate that. There's a lot of candy, a lot of cookies, a lot of, and so by the time you get 15, 20, 30 years of that in, you get 25 years old, 30 years old, now you start to want to get interested in some health stuff. You can't realize how far your body already is in terms of going in the wrong direction. Even if you look in the mirror and you look quote unquote healthy. Oh, I got a nice six pack, or I got a flat stomach and a fat booty. Girls are only concerned with the shape of their body, as a ratio. As long as the hips ratio is the waist is in from the hips and the
Mm-hmm.
they not realizing that the stuff on the inside is all going in opposite directions. So by the time you hit 35, 40, now you look into, I want to go on a cleanse. Like, no, 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 no. You need a lot more than a cleanse. A cleanse for a lot of people is placebo. No, 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 seriously. A cleanse does more for people placebo wise a lot of times than it does for their health. Because when you go on the cleanse, it's almost like an initiation ritual where you're deciding now to go on to this healthy lifestyle. And so you start with a cleanse, and then now you become hyper conscious of everything that you're doing and eating. So the long-term benefits that you're getting didn't necessarily come from the cleanse. They came from the commitment that you made to start being in a more healthy, in a more healthy space. You know what I'm saying? But everything he's saying is 100% correct. It's just people have to refocus on nutrient dense food. Like that is the key because nutrient dense food is the natural, like we didn't have these issues of people eating and not being like satisfied until we had the rise in food that you can get full off of without any nutrition in it. That's a part of the frankenfood, corporate industry.
and that's what the food scientists are there for. That's exactly what they're
Yeah,
engineering.
yeah, yeah. That's a whole part because they can make more money. If I take one plant and I just serve it to you as a food product, that's one thing I sold. Instead, I can take that plant, turn that into two, three, four, five, 10 food products. Then I can separate the minerals and the fiber, make those separate products. Like I can get 30, 40 products out of a plant.
Man,
I can
man.
even turn around and the problems that's caused from you eating these low nutrient foods, I can even get the metformin from a plant. I
What's the
can even get the
metformin?
GLP met
Metformin comes from goat's rue, I think it's called.
go through or purple lilac. But metformin is diabetes medication. In case you don't know.
Oh,
Metformin.
okay, that's that insulin stuff.
Well, it comes from plants though. You know what I'm saying? And even the GLP-1s, all these things are plant-based. All these things are original.
GLP-1 is plant based.
The GLP-1
Of
was
course.
I think came from Gila monster venom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Gila monster venom.
No, 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 no. Well, commercially maybe.
Yeah.
Commercially, sure. But these are naturally your body naturally produces these from short chain fatty acids that you get from plants. So the original source of these are plants.
Mm.
But
It's
again,
Gila monster venom.
yeah. Just like they
The,
use
the Google demon said it's Gila monster venom.
You
just like they
pronounce it
make
Gila.
they
Oh, you
originally
pronounce
start
it
making
Gila?
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought
but
you said
just like
Gila.
they originally made the insulin from pork and from pork. It's
Why? I
interesting.
thought you said Gila. You said Gila.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gila. Okay, yeah. The Google demon said that. You right. Yeah, they said the Google demon said you're on to something. There's an interesting connection. While it's not direct equality, there's a strong relationship between Gila monster venom and GLP-1.
Yeah.
Contains a compound exenidin 4 that acts very much like human GLP-1 and has been crucial to the development of important medications for managing type 2 diabetes and weight loss. Wow, they done pulled this thing out the dragon.
Yeah.
So
That's the same studies that people that promote vinegar been showing.
so they pulling this shit out dragon ass, then you putting dragon ass in your ass.
Listen to what I'm telling you. These are the vinegar people also been using this same line of research.
What, dragon ass?
No, you gotta relax. That vinegar lowers the body's blood sugar and helps you to lose fat. And then they go to this same line of studies of GLP-1 agonists.
Oh. And so
Because
that's
your
where that
body's
apple cider vinegar family comes from. Drink the apple cider vinegar.
right, but whether it's apple cider vinegar, was what I'm trying to establish, or Gila Monster, or shots in the booty, what I'm saying is your body does it by itself from the plants, is what I'm trying to say. So now, if you want to go outside that, if you want to go outside of the photosynthesis food chain, then you have to find substitutes. You have to supplement. But the photosynthesis food chain was designed so that we wouldn't need to do any of these things.
The bacteria too, because that's the bacteria, huge ally in digestion. And we don't talk about our microbiomes enough. Like, I mean, I think it's become like a trendy buzzword over the years, but I don't think people realize that you are less human than you think you are. You are more something else than human. You got a lot of different things living on you and in you that are doing a lot of essential processes that your body can't do on its own. You have a lot of commensal relationships with bacteria and even some viruses. You have
But
commensal
listen,
relationships with.
that's where all of the research is now coming out against, because in the 90s and 2000s, it was just the big pharma beef. You know what I'm saying? And then when the internet popped, a lot of that translated to social media. But now the scientific journals are actually publishing articles that are speaking about the dangers of the use of antibiotics and the reasons why antibiotics are being considered, they're looking at the dangers and the side effects is because antibiotics destroy the microbiome. And the microbiome does more for your body than you think. The microbiome is more than a source of secondary and tertiary nutrients. The microbiome keeps funguses and viruses and things like that intact. So the microbiome in and of itself is a part of your working immune system. And so when you cripple the microbiome, not only do you lose out on nutrients, but you lose out on a large bit of your silent immune system that you didn't even know was there.
It's crazy because like your microbiome is like it's like that scene. I think it was from Men in Black too, when they were in the post office at the end and they opened the one door and it was like a whole like little community in there, and then he closed it back up and he was like, what the hell was that? And he opened it again, and then it showed that they were in the same community, that like they were a part of like that same like global post office. That's kind of how your body works. You got a lot of little communities that are doing a lot of different things that you're just not aware of, and some of them are compartmentalized away from each other, but there's some way that they're all connected to each other.
Biofilms. That's another whole.
Directed by Spike Lee.
Yeah, might as well be. But biofilms are neighborhoods that these things create inside your body.
I don't even want to look at chat. I already know that chat is absolute pain. I can just tell by his facial expressions. He been giggling, clicking and clacking all night. I know the chat is pure pandemonium right now. I'm already knowing that hornet's nest is swirling.
The chat is still probably stuck on TRT because listen, TRT is a shortcut, man. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for shortcuts. And I'm not mad with TRT. I'm not against TRT. You know what I'm saying? It's just not what everybody's looking for. That's all. If people,
I mean, it's a tool, man. Like at the end of the day,
it's not really that much of a tool as people think. It's a tool for certain people. If you're looking to sell your body, it's a great tool. But if you're looking to live a long time, that may not be for your tool. Like that may not be a good tool for you. We don't have any record of that. I mean, it's just the truth. We don't have any record of people using steroids.
I ain't laughing at you. I'm this went in the middle.
Listen, I'm trying to keep a straight face and ignore him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying we don't have any record of people living to be 90 or 100 with steroids. Like we just don't have that.
All right, so coconut water. Coconut water is better for hydration than water. That came back up in the chat again this week. True or false? For hydration, coconut water is better than water.
Okay, first of all, coconut water, you got to make a distinction of what you're talking about. Because people get very confused with coconut water.
Coconut water, water from the coconut.
Hold on, sir. When you say coconut water, do understand that the empty calorie companies have already capitalized the coconut water universe. So people are going to go to the supermarket and they're going to see raw coconut water inside the refrigerator, 12 ounces for $5.50.
That tastes like somebody coughing in it.
Wait. Then they're going to turn around and they're going to look on the shelf and they're going to see a 6-pack of Zico coconut water. And that whole 6-pack is $3.50. They're going to look at that 6-pack for $3.50 versus this one bottle for almost $6. And they're going to grab that 6-pack for $3.50 and think they got the same thing. It's very different.
Zico is ass. It's so bad.
The Zico is tap water. All of those things are tap water. That's the same as soda.
Zico is tap water?
Everything in the store that you purchase to drink is tap water, sir. If you go to Starbucks and get a coffee, that's tap water.
She said she paying for the $12 bottle. So she got the good stuff.
The $12 bottle, she might need to get $6 of them dollars back. Now, I don't know about no $12 bottle. She done went crazy. $12 bottle, somebody seen her coming. There's no raw coconut waters. I mean, unless she's getting like the family size. Like
all right, so let's just assume she went up in a tree, she chopped down the coconut and drank the water out the coconut. Is that better hydration than regular good old spring water?
Let me say this. In some instances, because I I can't really speak freely over here in the world of HJ trolling. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta try to add as much detail and specificity as possible. I have to apologize to the chat. I'm sorry, I can't answer y'all questions straight on the HJ pressure.
I'm telling you what
But
the chat's saying.
I know, but you be over there poking and prodding, and so I'm gonna say that there's nothing on earth that can replace water. There's nothing on earth that can replace water.
Regular real H2O.
There's nothing on earth that can replace water. See, I can't even go along with HJ because
Water is H2O.
Yeah, but when you say that, like the only source of H2O, pure H2O that we actually have is ourselves. There is no other source of that. Tap water doesn't give us plain H2O. Spring water is not plain H2O. Water from bottles is not plain H2O. The only pure H2O you actually get is the H2O your cells make fresh by themselves, right? So, yeah, coconut water compared with a lot of stuff that's out there is the best.
Better than the spring water.
Coconut water is better than a lot of the stuff that's out there.
Tanei, what's your take on all of this?
Again, as context, I think because again, like what spring are we talking about? Like, are we talking about a spring?
Yeah, because HJ be trolling, bro.
Poland Spring. The best water out there, Poland Spring.
See,
the
that's
spring
full of
from
trolling
Poland.
right there. That whole sentence is crazy right there. Poland Spring, the best water out there. Like, that's loaded right there. Poland ain't got no spring. Like, that's crazy.
The springs of Poland, man.
I will say I have never had more refreshing water than coconut water. Like, especially like when you get the young green coconuts and you just drink it straight out the coconut. Like, that is some very
because coconut water is high in potassium, so it's a very refreshing thing for your body.
So that's great for hydration.
Great for hydration.
So and electrolytes too. Like I think
way better for hydration than them powders that you get from the supermarket.
Why you laugh, Tanei?
No, why you laugh? Why you laugh?
So Keisha's happy. She said my soul is happy right now. Cause if that shit ain't better, I have wasted a lot of money. So she said she glad that she spending, she make good money. She got a white job. So she getting her hydration from coconut water.
Unnecessary roughness. But how many ounces is the coconut water she buying though? Because she said $12. Like that must
how
be
much you getting?
Ounce.
How much you getting for $12? How much ounces you getting?
Is that the 32 ounce? That got to be the 32.
She getting 6 ounces.
32.
No, she's not getting 6 ounces for $12. Somebody ring the alarm. Got a sounding guardian. Whoa.
How many ounces is that? That's about a couple. That's a cup, right?
She must be paying 12 Jamaican dollars. That's not 12 American dollars, bro. Come on, man.
That exchange rate's more like $2,000. That's about $2,000 if you made the
6 ounces of coconut water. The going rate for that.
No, that's not. No, that's $10,000. That's 10,000 Jamaican dollars.
Going rate is $3 for 6 ounces.
19 ounces.
Somewhere around $3.
How many ounces, Keisha? She said I buy a liter at a time for $3.99. Organic too. $3.99 for a liter.
No, that ain't. Come on, we just gonna hug Keisha. How she went from $12 to $3.99? Like what?
She said she was joking because she would pay that much, but she said it's organic coconut water, a liter for $4.
That's not good. That's tap. That's tap water. That's tap. That is tap. So yes, it's choice B. She has been wasting a lot of money. That is tap water.
She drinking tap water?
That is tap water.
Damn. So she got to drink the spring of Poland then.
Stop with the spring of Poland. Such thing as that, man. But that's tap water though. Just like Pepsi is tap water. Or Minute Maid, those are all tap water. Like you get a coffee, tap water. When you go get a tea,
it's she said it's organic though.
I want her to stop using that word.
Yeah, organic.
Stop saying organic. Please listen. This again. Earlier
it's organic. Organic. Then we learned
No.
We learned that from Dr. Sabi a long time ago, man. You want to get the thing that say organic.
Don't y'all put this on Sabi. Listen, this is why I said earlier on in the show, we have a translation. It's a language problem. A lot of this is language issues because commercial interests have created buzz terms, and these buzzwords generate income.
Organic means it's not made by Bill Gates.
Oh, listen. The origin of the word organic scientifically just meant that carbon was there. So when Dr. Sabi was using the term organic, Dr. Sabi was the one that came up with melanin don't exist and we're carbon people and black skin means carbon and carbon food and all. That was all very confusing gobbledygook and, bless his soul, that was all pretty much incorrect. Organic does not mean like today's term of organic is commercial. There's a lot of nuance in the term organic. It no longer is a guarantee that what you're having is natural or nutritious. It does not guarantee natural or nutritious. It is a thing that people put on packages so they could charge you a few more dollars. Period.
Somebody said I need my water to come with an EnQi book.
Listen, EnQi just dropped a book about water. I just dropped a whole book about water.
There you go.
I know I'm serious. Like so you be trolling. Matter of fact, let me send you the link so you could show the water book.
Send the link.
So organic as a name, most of the time indicates pesticide load. So things that are organic cannot have there's a threshold for the amount of pesticides that you can use. So there are some things that
some safety measures
that for safety reasons are better to buy organic than buy conventional. But again, if all you have is conventional, that's better than nothing. I know EWG puts out a clean 15 and a dirty dozen list almost every year. Though that's kind of like a general guideline for stuff that you can buy organic versus buying conventional.
I just want to know how Keisha got a liter of coconut water for $4.
Because that's not the raw coconut water. That's a part of that Zico Coco Loco family. The Zico and the Coco Loco family.
Coco Loco.
Yeah, there's a lot of different brands.
You mean
like
Four Loco?
No. Four Loco. That sounds crazy. That sounds like more liquor. No. There's Coco Loco, Zico. There's a lot of different coconut water brands that's just powder, sugar cane, and like tap water, like soda. Like Coca-Cola is tap water. Pepsi is tap water. Minute Maid is tap water. So I don't want it to be like I'm saying something about these coconut waters that doesn't exist in the marketplace. You take water and you add ingredients to it and you make a drink. Like it's not a natural thing though.
They said her coconut water is made with Dasani.
Well, it might be, but Dasani might be better than the water.
Yeah, a lot of people shit on Dasani, but in the pantheon of waters is really not that bad.
There's worse of waters than some people's tap water is worse than Dasani. So I'm just saying tap water. It's like they're not paying. Listen, when they're making these drinks, they're not paying for the water that's going in these drinks. They're not paying for when you buy Minute Maid. They're not making Minute Maid with Fiji. Like they're not doing that. They're making Minute Maid with tap.
Well, she got the 365 brand from Whole Foods, so it's definitely official.
You gotta relax, bro. You should be troll central. Like there's no brakes in his vehicle.
That's what she said. She said she gets the 365 brand at Whole Foods. You know the Whole Foods brand is the official coconut water. It's Whole Foods.
Stop saying that, man.
It's Whole Foods.
What that mean, bro? That don't mean it's Whole Food. Whole Foods is a company. There's a difference between Whole Foods and Whole Food. Like that is not the same thing.
So he's saying the 365 Whole Foods brand coconut water is not official.
I'm gonna look it up right now, and I'm gonna tell you.
It's got 365 on it.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, it's got 365 on it. That's how you know HJ trolling.
Vegas charged you $25 for a bottle of Fiji. That is true. That is true. They will get you for that.
That's why they're going out of business now.
All right, wait. This one I'm looking at looks good.
I told you.
Yeah, this one I'm looking at looks good.
365.
Hold up. Wait
the Google Demon said it's sourced from Thailand. Automated cleaning process to eliminate impurities.
Nah, this look good.
Extracted in a sterile closed system to maintain freshness and nutrients.
This look good.
Coconut water is pasteurized with ultra high temperature processing to ensure safe and extended shelf life.
This look good. Nah, she making a killing. This look good. From what I could see. Yep, this look good.
You Gucci. Even with the UHT.
So yeah, I apologize for our trolling, sis. I think this is good. This see that now I'm seeing like 4 different types of this 365 coconut water. So it is some it's okay.
Certified organic by the USDA.
Oh, because there's one right here in a can.
Uh-huh.
And then there's this one in the box. So they got, and then it's the one in the bottle that's pink. That's the one that I'm looking at. That looks good. That's how it's supposed to look. That look right.
The pink one.
The organic. It says 365 Whole Foods Market organic fair trade coconut water. It's in a plastic bottle, 32 ounces. This look good.
I gotta check my coconut water. Tell me if my coconut water is good. Hold on.
I'm almost certain it's not. Come on, you trolling.
I got good coconut water.
You trolling.
I think. Hold on.
What's the name of it?
Hold on.
You jumping off the top rope just to get in here with this trolling.
Where's mine? I don't even think they sell it on Amazon.
What's the name brand? What's the name brand you get?
It's exclusive.
What's the name brand of it?
Huh?
What's the name brand?
I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Nah, you ain't looking for it. You trolling.
I'm looking for this.
Nah, you would know what it is.
It's a new brand. Because before I was getting the Goya, but the Goya got added sugar, so I had to leave the Goya alone.
The Goya is definitely tap.
The Goya's tap?
The Goya is definitely.
Hold on, let me get my coconut water.
The Goya is definitely tap water. Let's just start out there. Yeah. Vita Coco and this Goya, this definitely tap water right here. Yeah, 17 ounces for $1.90 is absolutely tap water. Yeah, Vita Coco.
Coconut water product.
Yeah, boom. That is a fact. Coconut water product.
Yeah, I know mine's is good because mine's came in a brown package.
Sir. No, you don't know yours is good. What you talking about?
It's called Cocoa Goods. Coconut water.
Okay, I never heard of that.
Cocoa Goods.
Let's see what Cocoa Goods. Why you ain't bring it to the screen so we can see it?
I don't want it to go bad.
It's gonna go bad if we look at it. What kind of coconut water is that?
It's this one right here, the first one on the website. Cocoa Goods coconut water.
Let's see what this looks like.
Cocoa Goods.
I believe I bought some products from them before.
Yeah, I got that official.
I believe I definitely bought something from them before.
Organic from single origin of Ben Tree, Vietnam. I got mine from Vietnam. They done fought wars over this coconut water.
Oh no, I think you done definitely stepped your game up.
Let's go.
Yeah, you done definitely stepped your game up. But I think they made something else before that it looked like the packaging from them.
They got a bunch of different products.
No, it's the stuff that I used to eat. Well, I still try to find it when I can sometime.
Don't hate on my coconut water, Keisha. Don't hate on my coconut water.
Well, Keisha is the plug. I believe that that whole food one might be the best one though.
Even with the UHT processing?
For the price, I think.
So I gotta switch my shit up. You know how much I'm paying for this shit? How much am I paying? I think I'm paying $5 for this bottle right here.
Not if you're getting it shipped.
No. I'm getting it straight from the supermarket. I'm paying $5.
Oh, okay.
This is 16 ounces. I'm paying $5 for that.
Well, she paying $5 for 32 ounces.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, she coming up in the streets. Yeah, so but you got designer though. That's like somebody got a pair of jeans that's Levi, and you got a pair of jeans that's Gucci. It's like, yo, man.
I got Gucci coconut water.
My jeans, we both got one pair of jeans. You know what I'm saying? I paid $1,000 for these jeans. Somebody else like, well, listen, I paid $30 for these jeans and I got $970 in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So Keisha like, yeah, we both got coconut water, but I got, I still got me a few more dollars left over.
She got her some pay less.
She paid less, but it ain't less quality. I think she all right with that one. That was we've been trolling her, but I think she's doing good with that joint she got.
You safe, Keisha. You safe. There it is. The doc said it.
Yeah, I think she all
Tanei,
right.
can you give us the scientific breakdown on coconut water, the molecules and compounds and all of that science shit?
Coconut water again, it's just like any other water that you would get from a fruit. Like if you eat like a apple, orange, pineapple, like all of these things have, quote unquote water in them, right? Like we just call it juice because it's got a lot of other stuff in it. You could technically call coconut water coconut juice if you wanted to. But high amount of micronutrients.
Bar. That's a bar. That is
it's and the interesting thing about coconuts too is that it's got the coconut meat. So the coconut meat has the medium chain triglyceride or the medium chain fatty acids in it too, which is also really good for your digestion. So coconut water is, and let me say too that's not going to dissolve in the coconut water unless it's in a salt form. But the coconut as a whole, it's got a lot of micronutrients in it, especially really high in potassium. So coconut water is good stuff. It's really good too. So especially if you're really active, it's a really good substitute for Gatorade. Has a lot of the same sports effects, especially with the electrolytes. Because one of the things that happens when you're working out, your electrolyte balance gets off the more you sweat. And a lot of times your electrolytes are low before you go to work out to begin with. So a lot of people before they go to the gym, they'll actually drink a little bit of salt water before they go in.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that their workouts are a lot better when they drink salt water.
EnQi told me stop doing that.
Stop trolling. Listen, medium chain fatty acids also stimulate the GLP-1 receptors.
Yep.
You said what? Medium chain who?
Coconut meat, like the coconut meat.
Yeah.
Or coconut oil.
Yeah.
That's another source of GLP-1 agonists besides Geezy Monster or whatever that thing was. Like the
So if you so as there's a guy that's on Facebook. I think that's where I see most of his videos. I think his name is Justin Richard. He's a guy in Canada. I think his name is insulin resistant, or it's like my blood sugar or something. Anyway, he wears a CGM. A CGM is a continuous glucose monitor, and he'll do like different videos where he'll eat certain things and then he'll show like how his blood sugar responds to whatever he's eating, right? So he did one with rice. He did one with rice and then he did one with rice with coconut oil in it. So obviously the regular plain white rice spiked his blood sugar, ended up having a really intense, blood sugar response on the CGM. Interesting thing happened when he put the coconut oil in the rice, his blood sugar levels stayed in a normal range.
Hmm.
So it's been shown that carbs with protein and carbs with fat will attenuate your blood sugar spike. So again, this is where you talk about taking the carbo, like everybody wants to demonize carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not bad.
carbohydrates are the product of photosynthesis.
Synthesis, like
That
they can't be bad.
yeah,
Like
that's
so
what
all
God put
these
here. That is the blueprint.
carbohydrates are not bad. What we do to them and how we adulterate them and how we make them hijack certain systems in our bodies
Listen,
are that's the bad part.
nah, let
And
me tell you.
again,
Listen. Oh, go ahead, finish.
no, so I was gonna say, so again, everybody wants to talk about like, dopamine and addiction. You're addicted to these things because they're good for you. You're supposed to be eating them, but they're not good for you when you don't have the whole matrix associated with it. Like
Listen,
that's the problem.
there's a group of people on this planet whose goal is to replace the creator.
That's the fact.
They want to replace God. So in all small ways, they turn you away from those things and turn you towards some sort of synthetic man-made replacement.
Stealing that. Stealing that. That's stolen. Yes, that's a video. That's coming soon.
That's
Hotep, you're a
inspiration
genius.
right there.
HotepJesus.com.
That's like literally that's inspiration.
I'm stealing that one. People want to replace God. Who you think want to replace God other than the devil?
Listen, I told you that my problem is with Western academia, not the doctors. And Western academia picked up where they picked up because they started from the blueprint of the church. So these ideas are deeply embedded into commerce. They're deeply embedded into commercial interests. That's why I keep returning the carbohydrate conversation to photosynthesis. Because you have people that just don't get how the natural thing is like the natural idea, photosynthesis, first starts with the energy of the sun. The energy of the sun is the energy of hydrogen. The power of hydrogen is the energy of the sun. The power of hydrogen is the energy of the sun.
The power of hydrogen is the energy of the sun.
Correct. Our sun,
How do you substantiate that claim?
because the sun is literally made out of hydrogen. And the power of sun is the fusion of hydrogen of itself.
Is that true tonight?
Mhm.
So the power of the sun is the power of hydrogen. Photosynthesis is how we take the power of the sun, hydrogen, and combine it with carbon, right? So we use water molecules, we hydrate carbon in our body to complete that system. So the plants create carbohydrates, and then in our body, we separate the hydrogen from the carbon so that we can now use that solar energy. This is why it's important to understand that the concept of burning fat and burning sugar and calories came in 1840s, and the concepts of The electron transport chain came 120 years later. So when they came up with the concept of calories, which is using fire to heat up water, they had no idea what the electron transport chain was. They had no idea what the Krebs cycle was. None of that had been quote unquote discovered yet. So we're still using outdated models, and we're literally using models, i.e., internet, brands and people, gurus that use this outdated lingo. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you how to burn fat. Top 10 ways to burn fat. You're gonna burn fat with testosterone. You're gonna burn fat with this. You're gonna burn. There's no such thing as burning fat because the human body doesn't burn fat. When we came with the new information 120, 60 years later from the discovery of calories, when we start playing around with the Krebs cycle, early 1900s, 1910, 1920, that's when the first, that's when the first concepts of the Krebs cycle start coming into play, right after vitamins, right? So think of it like this. Vitamin B1, thiamine, is the first vitamin discovered in 1910. Vitamin B1 is responsible for helping your body break down glucose. So when we discover vitamin B1, we subsequently also discover what? The process of breaking down glucose. We did not know that before the 1900s. So then, as we go along and we discover more B vitamins, we're actually simultaneously discovering how the Krebs cycle works. Because once we get vitamin B2 and vitamin B3, now we know what the energy carriers are from the broken down glucose. And at this point in the cycle, fats behave the same way basically as carbs, because the beta oxidation process happens before we get deep into the Krebs cycle. So now that we got B2 and B3, we're getting into the actual Krebs cycle and the energy carrying and transport. And once we get energy transport, now we're getting to the idea of electron transport chain, which is not fully nailed down until 1961. So 1961, we know that there's no such thing as fire burning sugars or fats in our bodies. We know this now. We know now that we're breaking down electrons and protons to recycle water and light in our cells. Problem is, the people online that's promoting push-ups and bench pressing and all this, these are not people that listen. That's why I went earlier when Tanai said, well, people can respect the work you put in. I'm like, no, they cannot. The only people that can respect the work that a person that works out puts in is a person that's been working out. The only person that can respect somebody that been studying one subject for 10 years is somebody that been studying one subject for 5 or 10 years. Like, only people that have put in a certain type of work can respect others when they see them further down the line. In the world we live in today, people don't have long attention spans. If they see something and they watch the video on it for an hour, they believe they know everything about that whole subject. Oh, I watched the video on that. Yeah, I seen the video on that last week. They was breaking down that fat program. Yeah. I seen the video on that. Yeah, I learned that whole Huh? How you watch the video for 1 hour and now you know the whole depth of this.
I watched
That's
the
not
EnQi
studying.
video.
You got to watch all the EnQi videos and get the books. You just got introduced to some information in 1 hour. You got introduced to a subject, but we don't have a culture of study anymore.
Yeah.
We don't even want to be called students. If you call a black man your student, he look at you like you called him son, like he ready to fight. Like, what? Your student? I punch you in the, like, what? Like, so it's just crazy. Like, we can't have teachers, scholars, scientists, engineers without students. That's how that goes. You're a student and then you become a teacher. And if you enjoy being a teacher or you enjoy being an authority, you have to remain a student. Because if you have something that you know that other people don't know, you only have a temporary amount of time that you can share that with people before they catch up with you.
Right.
And now you no longer have anything to teach. So if you like teaching, you have to remain a student forever. You can never get out of student mode. You have to continue to study so you always have new things to share.
I'll take that a step further. If you're a good teacher, you are preparing people to replace you. And the reason why and that's for what he just said, you have a finite amount of time to be a master of the subject. You have a finite amount of time on earth that the information has to continue to be transmitted. And the people that you teach have different perspectives. They came through different contexts. So they get to add their ideas, their experiences onto the information that you're giving them. That's where the innovation comes from. That's why we don't have an innovative world right now, because everybody wants to stay where they are. They get into these positions and they want to keep these positions for life, not realizing that you're stifling all of this innovation because you want to be greedy. You want to keep this all to yourself. Real mastery and real teaching is about preparing people to surpass where you are so that you can go do something else, so that you can go learn something else, so that you can go innovate somewhere else.
Did you hear about that article they just dropped on the use of AI is
Which one?
is reducing people's brain
Yes. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
Yeah.
that is crazy
Yeah.
because people are
Yeah.
addicted to it's like daddy, hey, what should I get from the Super
There people are using AI. So people are not using AI in the way that we use calculators, where calculators kind of eliminated the need to learn the math shortcuts, right? But calculators also freed up a lot of information. But by proxy, they made you dumber because now you don't have to remember 5
we're,
times 5, 12
we're
times 6.
innumerant. That's the word. We're innumerant.
We're new, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to remember those things anymore. But the practice of learning that keeps your brain sharp. The practice of learning those things keeps your brain plastic. So when you don't do those things anymore, that muscle's not worked out anymore. Same thing's happening with the AI. You're asking AI super basic questions. And there's another report that came out too that when summertime hit, AI use dropped by like 70-80% because everybody's using AI to cheat.
Yep.
So people are not using AI in the way. And so that's when I think Jensen Wong said something about this, that it's going to be AI plus people. And the smart people are going to get smarter because the smart people are going to ask AI the right questions. The smart people are going to ask AI questions to move things forward, while the permanent underclass is going to ask daily questions that you should be knowing on your own, or it's going to ask you, you're going to have really simple decision trees. And that's where you're going to start getting a really big divide in the people that know how to use AI, use it well, and use it to innovate and use it to take risks, versus the people that grok is what he's saying true, instead of just going to look it up on your own.
Well, some good news is I did place my order. I got some of that 365. I got 8 bottles for $20. So I got some of that on the way to the crib. It'll be here in 2 days. Shout out to Keisha. Also, last week, I had some phenomenal cornbread.
Listen, they need to get that water book. That water book is important. Did you get the link I sent you?
I put it in the chat. They got it.
You got to show it on the video screen.
They synced it. They synced it.
Put it on the Summer Jam screen. Put it in the chat. That ain't.
They seen it. I put it on the screen and everything.
You did?
Nah, I didn't. But I had some fire. I had some fire cornbread last week.
So we get rid of corn and hope Hotep is staying or not?
I don't know, man. This is tough, man. I'm in a bind right now. I'm in an extreme bind right now. Cause between the cornbread,
I think I better let it go. Looks like another corn TK. Right, we had this problem last week with the grits. Now you back with the cornbread. You got to just LIG it. Just let that go. It's it. Let it go. It's over. See, then this is how corn dominates. Because when we think about corn syrup and fructose and all of these other things, it's like, yeah, we gotta just ban corn. Corn is terrible. And then we think about corn flakes and
Grits is where it's at.
bread,
I need my
and it's
grits.
like,
There's got to be some benefit to having grits in my diet.
yeah, it make you feel good.
Hey, and we laugh, but that is a benefit.
That is a benefit. Listen,
Let's go.
Listen, I never rule out eating certain things just to tap into that dopamine. Like anything that makes you feel good for a moment, you can take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a moment of inspiration. That's going to be a moment of creativity. Like feeling good is a good thing.
I had a friend that was like stone cold vegan for like 20 years. But she told me that, every time she went back home, there was like this one pizza place she had to stop at. And this would be the only thing that she ate, that had any kind of like.
But let's just say for the record, though, she wasn't a stone
She
cold
was
vegan
right.
She was a stone cold vegan for a few weeks. She went back to the house
for like 364 days.
Nah, she went home one day a year. Nah, she went back home for a few times.
Okay, so I don't know the context of what all the traveling she was doing, but from what her story was, she was when she went back home, she would eat pizza, and she said it was because it reminded her of her grandma. And it's just like stuff like that. I think when you're doing those things because you're trying to tap into a memory or you're trying to tap into a feeling, I think that that's better than you worrying about the seed oils and worrying about that stuff, because all that stuff is gonna make you neurotic. Where this is going to make you feel like you're at home. And if home is somewhere where you feel safe, if home is somewhere that can make you feel inspired, if home is somewhere that can make you feel energized, then I think that that is a benefit. And
well,
that
listen,
is something that you can look at.
I go even further because things like this is part of the reason why I moved away from, being like a card carrying, megaphone holding vegan / plant-based promoter. Is because it didn't leave any room, any flexibility for people. And the way your body's designed, you have plenty of room. You have plenty of room to do some other stuff. Like if you eat a plant-based diet most of the time, you're going to get all of the plant-based diet benefits. Period. You're going to get all of the benefits, even if you only eat, like her eating pizza every so often, that don't even show up, because what shows up in your body is what you do consistently.
That's the 80-20 rule.
So I could have McDonald's once a week.
Here's the thing. Technically you could, but you playing Russian roulette, because the chemicals in that is designed for addiction. So that once a week turns to twice a week, turns to twice a day. That's something one way or another. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, so if you have stuff that you like to indulge in every now and then, you just have to make sure that you don't overdo it. But I mean, most of the time, if you're doing 80-85% of the things right 80-85% of the time, you'll be fine. I mean, it's
80-20
and sometimes it's kind of nice to kind of shock your body a little bit, and your body be like, hey, what's this? You gotta kind of keep that response up a little bit, so your body knows, like, all right, you're doing some bullshit. Now we good for right now, but don't take this too much farther.
Yeah, because a lot of it is mental. You got to be out of the woods though, because the addiction goes deep. You know what I'm saying? The addiction goes deep, and the addiction taps into memories, and addiction is rough. You'll get, so I don't want people to loosely play around with the idea like, oh, I could do it once in a while, because once in a while it turn into all the time, and you'll hit a streak where you just on like you just you just eating the worst, like you just back to eating terrible, like it. So, but once you get a long time, when I say a long time, I would say a couple of years. Once you get a couple of years where you just really eat clean, whatever that version is for yourself, whether that's vegan or whether that's chicken breast and tuna, um, yeah, that's the thing. Chicken breast and white rice is eating good for, like the TRT folks, you know what I'm saying? Like they on that. Don't disrespect they white rice. They on that. White rice and tuna and dry beef, 6 times, breaking meals, 5 to 7 meals a day. But once you get a good 2, 3 years into your rhythm of what it is you eat, you could do whatever you want to do. If you want to have some chocolate cake or some milkshakes or Burger King or whatever you want to have,
Bacon.
Thanksgiving, you want to have some bacon. You want to do whatever you want to do. You can do it, and it's not going to necessarily destroy your health.
Right.
But once you start, you had that bacon one time and it tap into your childhood memories maybe. And now you like, all right, well, I'm gonna have just a BLT every Wednesday. And then, man, hold up, I ain't got no, I'm running late. Let me just grab that bacon, lettuce, tomato, and then before you know it, you done look back and you done, man, every day you having it. And now because you have it all the time, you done start sharing it, because your wife is around. So, ooh, what you eating? Oh, here, go ahead and have you some, baby. So now she done got a taste for it. You done shared it with your kids start. So sometimes like it's this domino effect too.
I had
But
a fire egg avocado and bacon sandwich Saturday. That shit was amazing.
so what I was saying was, if you create the habits, there's a lot that goes on with your habit. You know what I'm saying? Like
It had
if
avocado on it
you,
though.
you have things around you that correspond to that habit. You have patterns that keep you focused. You have friends that keep you focused. The people around you keep you focused.
KeMedicine keeps us focused.
KeMedicine definitely keeps us. KeMedicine is anti-bacon. Do not. That's you.
Somebody in the chat said they can't let bacon go.
Somebody in the chat said, "Well, they need a hug." That's what.
Mad Dog said she can't let the bacon go. That's one thing she not finna let go. That bacon got a hold on her. It's like crack.
Mad Dog might be the reason why her name is Mad Dog. Is bacon is crazy.
Oh man, I'll add to that. I'll even say a shorter period of time because I don't even think it's based on time. I think it's about triggers, and do your triggers continue to trigger you? And if it takes you, because for some people, those triggers deal mess with them for life because they don't
Yeah,
really.
I guess you know what? Maybe I got more of an addictive personality, so you could be right.
I think, but see,
And
I think everybody.
for me, it took me a few years to get into a safe space.
Yeah, no, and I think it's time dependent for I think that's context again, right? So like but I do think that it's just trigger related because I think that once you understand why certain things happen, it's easier for you to stop yourself from going off of the rails because you can see, okay, I'm starting to
Please,
feel like this
please
with the
don't hold on. I'm sorry tonight. Please don't beat me up in the chat, Mad Dog. I'm sorry about you, bacon. Sometimes I get possessed by the spirit of HJ and say things I have no business saying on the.
That's probably, you know what? He probably still arguing with them TRT folks. Mad Dog probably ain't even.
No, she said it.
She probably Gucci.
They talking about swine and pork and
I
yeah.
know that swine was going crazy in the chat. Listen, I'm gonna prescribe a couple of Elijah Muhammad books. I'm gonna prescribe How to Eat to Live, Volume 1 and 2.
So I think it's about triggers. And again, like a lot of it is emotional, right? So again, we talked about the hormonal regulation, we talked about the mechanical regulation, but we don't really touch on the emotional regulation too. We have a lot of things that emotionally affect what we do, and these trauma responses and things like that. And somebody put out a really interesting tweet the other day about obesity and saying that GLP-1s basically prove that obesity is not a willpower problem. And I was like, that's really true, because when you think about all of the things that have to be dysregulated and uncoupled for each other for this to progress, is much more than just saying, oh, well, you're just too lazy to go to the gym. That can be part of it, but you have a lot of people out here that, go to the gym, think that they're eating right, and they have the initial willpower and discipline to, or motivation to
Yeah, I
make the
definitely.
lifestyle change.
I don't think that's ever been true. Like yeah, that's more uninformed, being
No,
led by the
sure. I mean,
misinformed.
I
Because
agree with that. I
listen,
agree with that.
people that y'all don't know. Listen, I used to be 260 something pounds. Y'all don't understand what kind of willpower it takes to be a fat boy. Like it's hard work to be a fat boy now. You
It
got to.
is. It's real hard work.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
you gotta
Haitian. It's
sneak
a
into the kitchen and wait till everybody else is sleeping before you go bananas. And like, it's a lot. You're sneaking around, and it's a lot. You know what I'm
the
saying? You
chat. The
got
chat said it's a Haitian thing because she said she Haitian. She need her griot. So maybe that's a Haitian thing.
no, it is not. I'm Haitian. That is not a Haitian.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got something in common.
No, we don't.
She
We,
just said she can't let go of the bacon because she's Haitian and she need her griot.
listen to what I'm telling you. That the one thing ain't got nothing to do with another. That's. Do y'all hear what Tanai is saying? What happens is when we get emotionally dependent, we start making excuses for these things to exist in our lives. Like that's how
That's
this
part
we
of being an
start
addict.
justification. We
That's,
start justifying things. Emotional dependence is a form of addiction. So this is a real thing, and we start coming up with things that sound logical to us. We start tricking ourselves into things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you have to think about like what the root of addiction is. Like a lot of people, so at the end of the day, to stop an addiction, you just have to stop doing the thing. Like whatever the thing is that you're addicted to, you just have to stop doing it, right? But I think the deeper aspect of that is understanding why the addiction exists to begin with. What void, what role is fulfilling this addiction
well,
playing?
I think the problem
Mhm.
is that bacon is delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like
It
that.
could be. It could be. But just not even in the context of bacon, not even in the context of bacon, or I mean you can say
I know.
somebody
In
that's
general, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with
right. Anybody that could be like compulsive gambler, or just anything destructive, that quote unquote destructive, that is an addiction, right? It's trying to fill a void. It's trying to serve a role. This
mm,
addiction, people would not be addicted to things if they did not feel good. But why does it feel good?
mm.
What is the thing that is tapping into that is wanting you to be addicted to it? This is what I was saying earlier about carbohydrates are not bad. You're addicted to them because they serve a purpose in your body.
Mm.
They serve a major purpose in your body. The problem comes when they're separated from the rest of their matrix. So you can put that on all addictions. That addiction is feeding something that is being starved. So go find out what is being
Yeah,
starved so that you
technically,
can replace
crack
it with what is
cocaine.
supposed to be there.
Yeah, technically.
She might be undersexed. You might need some dick. That's why you eating the
No, no,
bacon.
no,
You
no.
never
I was gonna
know.
say crack cocaine is also a start. It's classified.
It could be a bunch of different things.
Chat, remind Unc to bring HJ up on charges.
Yo, HJ has avoided quite a few charges. Listen,
Please remind Unc
I'm just.
to
This
bring
is
this man
science.
up on
You
charges.
said it's something
HJ
else
has a
in her
lot of
life.
charges pending. It is moving to a full-blown RICO at this point.
Yes, I'm saying you said it's something missing from the life.
Yes, there's absolutely something missing.
You
And
know?
people too often try to shame people for people that are
Wait a minute.
addicted
Hold
don't
on.
need
Hold
shame.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. how you even make that suggestion? And you said you just had bacon 3 days ago. So how could that even be relevant, sir? You just had some bacon.
Yeah, but I got some head last night.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Now you putting light skin business all out of the screen. Yeah, he need major charge. Chat, please do not let him skate. Do not let him skate. Make sure bring him up on all charges available on Thursday.
My bacon levels is good. I'm eating clean for the rest of the week. We put some kale in that. We put kale in the blender. We got that oatmeal for the blender. We lit. I like the oatmeal in the blender too. The oatmeal with the coconut water, banana, and the protein powder. It tastes good. The oatmeal tastes good.
You know what's a real good unlock too? So you can actually
That's
take
nice.
the oats and turn it into oat flour, and you can use it to bake with.
That's a nice,
versus using regular flour.
yeah, if you got a really good blender, you could definitely blend the oats into powder.
Oh wow. We're gonna have to try that out. Make some cookies out of the oat flour.
Yeah, you can make cookies, you make brownies, you can make pancakes, all that.
Oh wow, that's a hack.
Crazy.
Wow, that's probably him. Nah, I didn't do Quaker Oats. I got I don't know, it's some old white man face on the front of my stuff, and it ain't Quaker though.
It must be Bob's.
I think it's Bob's.
Definitely Bob's.
Yeah. It's red and white
Bob's
package.
Red Mill Oats, yeah.
Yeah, that's him, Bob. I got Bob. Yeah, I got Bob's oats, steel cut oats. I think they call them or something like that.
I get the protein oats now just to get a little bit of extra protein, but I mean, I think when I wasn't getting those, I was just getting the regular.
Oh, they got protein oats. What's that?
They don't take. There's some part of the protein in the oats when they process, and they just don't take it out. They just leave it in.
Oh, so I gotta get the protein oats next. My next thing is to phase out protein powder altogether.
Well, and why do you want to do that?
It's whey protein, and I probably shouldn't be putting whey in my body.
Okay, but what about the other types of protein powder?
Well, you know, I kind of want to experiment. Like this weekend, what I noticed was I had skipped a few days with the protein powder, and I noticed that I lost a few pounds, and then I gained it back and hit a heavier weight off of the protein, just hitting the gym with a regular good pigment diet. And I'm like, maybe I don't need this protein powder. And it's actually
That's
doing
probably just water. It's probably like water and a little bit of inflammation.
I'm about to say you could replace whey with a pea protein and hemp protein mix.
But it tastes like dog shit.
No, not if you put the coconut water. No. Not if you put the coconut water and the oatmeal and you already adding them other things to it. It's gonna be delicious.
I tried all the plant protein.
It'll be delicious.
That plant protein tastes like ass, yo. I'm telling you, it tastes like dirty coochie. It's terrible.
Make sure y'all include these on the charges on Thursday. Crazy.
I don't like that plant protein stuff. That shit is terrible.
Do you see how they got us programmed against photosynthesis?
Man, it's crazy.
I rather
do you use PB Fit, the powdered peanut butter.
What's that?
PB Fit is just powdered peanut butter.
How you spell that? PB Fit?
Yeah.
PB Fit.
The only problem with the peanut butter powder, because I like it. My kids like it too. It's good. It's the ratio of protein to carbs and fats is a little crazy.
But I mean, I need a good amino profile.
You all right with the amino profile. You eat a good variety of food. You don't really got to worry about that.
No.
People that eat a good variety of food, like that's a fake. That's not a real thing. Let me say this. That whole complete protein thing, that is not a real thing. That is a sales marketing gold mine. Like they made bazillions, not even millions, billions, or trillions. They made bazillions off of scaring people up into thinking that they was gonna somehow get an incomplete protein for like if you eat a variety, if you eat the same exact food every single day and it's made out of incomplete protein, then you have a problem. But if you eat a mixture of foods, like if you eat a mixture of foods, you're going to be fine. So if you take any type of protein powder
Mm-hmm.
and you actually eat food throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be good.
Get my oats and all of that in there, and my pigments, and just regular food. I'm gonna be all right.
For example, like look, they'll say rice is an incomplete protein.
Right.
Then they'll say beans is an incomplete protein.
Right.
You eat rice and beans together, it's now complete protein.
Ooh.
So that's where that whole thing goes out the window.
That's what what's the name was talking about? Sir Mix-a-Lot. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. I like big butts and I cannot lie. That's how you get your ass fat. They say the rice and beans, right?
Or as you would say, rice and peas, right?
Well, rice and peas if you Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? Red beans and rice didn't miss her. That's what he said. I never forget it, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Latinas be having a little bit of heavy dumps in the back. They got a nice bump on them because they love beans.
That's the cheese and the corn.
Is that what that is?
That's the genetics. Your genetics determines where the weight is stored.
Really?
Yes, because if you have genetics that, you got shoulders and big back, you're going to have a flat butt no matter how much you eat or how much you weigh. It's going to be stored in your shoulders and your back.
Now, I don't know what's going on with the gingers.
So some people have it where their body stores their weight, their fat primarily in their lower body.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have it where their body primarily stores weight in their upper body. Some people have it where their body evenly distributes their fat.
Them gingers be evenly distributed. I seen a ginger the other day leaving the supermarket. She had a bumper on her, boy. I said,
what is a ginger? What does that mean?
Oh, redhead white woman.
Interesting.
Redhead white women got badunkadunks. They come with BBLs. They born, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they got the badunkadunks.
I seen a white lady in the supermarket the other day that was looking a little crazy.
She had red hair?
No, she had black hair, but who knows what that hair color was naturally.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out
her body naturally, but she was in there flexing though. She had like all tight body clothes, like she was in there flexing. She was going crazy.
Oh, she was looking for something.
Yeah, she looked like she bought that.
Nah, I'm telling you, the gingers that we got to
do. What I find is that women that are showing off their body, usually like that is new for them. Women who have always had those bodies and they've had big bodies through elementary and middle school and high school and they're used to that. Usually those are the ones that shy away from attention or at least aren't looking to necessarily accentuate that only. Usually the women who just got their BBL, they on full display. Like they're trying to go like, yo, I got
every chick that go and get
30 years in toothpick land and now I'm her. Like I am her. So check me out.
Yeah. I seen two girls recently get their breasts done after moving to Miami and they are tube top the fuck out. Everything is just boobs everywhere.
Period. Like why did I spend that money if I wasn't going to do this?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. So what's in the genetics of the redhead white people that make them have a fat ass?
I'm just not going to engage. I realized that I engaged I realized I already went too far with you by acknowledging that I seen a, European woman in the supermarket looking a little robust. So I already went too far. There's no way to pull it back at this point, but I'm just going to not go any further.
African women. Especially East African. You ever seen an East African woman? They be skinny, got the small waist and the ass be like,
rope me back in. He'll rope me in right here and then double back to the gin. Like I'm going to lean towards.
It's got to be a reason.
So tonight, with the emotional fat people with the emotional attachment to their snack time.
They ain't getting enough hugs.
Oh.
A
And
hug will
that's
make
why
you eat better.
and that's why they're taking the shots, because they're so frustrated after 20, 30, or 40 years of not looking the way they want to look. Now they just like, yo, I'll buy it. I don't even care what the problems are, because here's the other part to it. Here's the other part to it. And I had a discussion with somebody that kind of ran this down to me. And it's a hard, when you're the person, it's tough. You know, for me, I had the luck of always having people around to teach me. So even when I get, fat or out of, when I get, there's a difference between fat and out of shape. Sometimes I get out of shape. Every so often I get fat again. But I know my way back. People who have never ever been able to look a certain type of way or have the body, they're also constantly reminded of all the health risk of being overweight or being out of shape or whatever the case may be. So when we tell them things like there's a health risk associated with muscle building injections, or there's a health risk associated with fat loss injections or whatever, they're like, yeah, but there's a health risk associated with me not doing either one of those things. So I might as well get me a little Ozempic and a little TRT, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather have the health risk associated with looking sexy than the health risk associated with. And so that's where I circle back around just to education. Like, I just want you to understand there's a place where you can work on like getting rid of health risk altogether.
Um,
You're not locked into a lifetime of trading health risk for other health risk.
um, soy protein or pea protein?
I'm not a soy fan, so I never
What's wrong with soy?
HJ. It's already 11 o'clock, bro. You gotta relax,
You
bro.
said you're not a fan with soy, and I asked you what's wrong with the
Come
soy, and
on,
now you telling me to
tonight,
relax.
tonight. Come on, man. Because HJ just, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just be trolling on top of trolling on top of what's that called? Anger baiting.
Rage baiting.
Rage baiting. He just be rage baiting, like, and then the thing is, he sets himself up to continuously look innocent, and I gotta look like I'm attacking all these different people. You know what I'm saying? I'm attacking the TRT folks and this one and that. He'll just move. Oh, so coconut water. Go ahead and get him. Coconut water. Turn. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. By the time Tuesday night over, I don't have no friends in internet world. I gotta go into witness protection.
Got random people in your mentions talking shit like,
Man.
what the hell is this? What the fuck is this?
You got Hotep you good. As long as you got Hotep you good.
All of the transgendered people and all of the people in California are into soy.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm not in California or, so I'm not into soy.
This pea protein kind of expensive. This
Only
soy.
thing I will say, one of the things you have to worry about with pea protein is the heavy metal content, like especially because a lot of that pea protein is sourced from China, and China they just do whatever when it comes.
I don't know what he's looking at, but it sounds like he's looking at a good quality one.
Yeah, like a lot of those pea protein supplements, you gotta kind of watch out for them.
Let's see. Let's find out.
Because they grow peas in fields that have heavy metal waste in them.
So. Yeah, like Chernobyl or some shit.
Listen, he eating them peas and rice. So already, I mean, what we doing right now?
Now they say theirs is grown in the USA and Canada.
Okay.
Peas in it from USA and Canada, they sourcing their shit. So we got American. Yeah, we got North American, but they charging $61. The soy is only $25.
Come on now. There you go.
There's a reason for that, huh?
That's the conundrum. That's the conundrum right there. That's the conundrum right there. They're like, yo, that TRT gonna have me looking ripped in 2 months. And what you said, Jerry, I gotta go 2 years before I could go to the pool party. Trying to get that TRT right now. And then you got a bunch of people, listen, a bunch of people is doing the steroids and the weight loss at the same time.
That's true. The peptides. That's what I'm saying. I saw on the website they're doing a TRT vial, then the peptides on top of that, the GLP-1 injection. They got to put 2 needles in there
because it's the same group.
Right.
Because that's the opposite side of the coin. If you're trying to build muscle, it goes without say that you're trying
to get rid of fat, right? So you got to build muscle and reduce fat because they all got 6-packs. How these niggas get 6-packs?
I'm already taking the needle in my butt. I might as well just
add another.
Yeah, one cheek. Hit one cheek and then hit the other cheek. You know what I'm saying?
Now they said they starting to get brown spots on their ass from all the injections.
That's all right. Ain't nobody gonna see their buck cheeks. They good. That belly busting out of them clothes, though. They don't care. The parts that's visible gonna look.
Oh man. All this is just extremely pause worthy. I don't know who to throw a flag at. This is just out of control. This went off the rails a long time ago.
Keisha said, "I thought soy made your dick small." Damn.
Listen, I told you, Keisha. Listen, I told you I wasn't taking no soy. Now I tried to leave it. I tried to leave it where it was at. I just said, listen, we don't rock with the soy. We ain't listen. If you're taking soy, I can understand that. You made some. That's like the bacon. If you're eating bacon, hey, go ahead and But we don't partake in the soy, nor do we recommend soy.
All right, let me close the soy tab up. It's $25. That's kind of cheap, man. For the same bucket.
They ain't even got no good quality whey protein for $21.
Yeah, I think I pay like $40 for the whey.
Yeah. You're gonna pay about $30. I mean, protein powder.
How much is the whey?
Depending on how many servings, a good protein powder gonna be about $50.
Yeah.
It's gonna be somewhere between, depending on the servings, it's gonna be between $35 and $70.
And that's cheap.
$35 and $70 because there's a lot of things you got to think about with protein powders. You got to think about nitrogen, your nitrogen pool. You got to think about utilization. What's the ammonia turnover? You know what I'm saying? Like some of that stuff is just filler. It's just chalk in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like some of that stuff is trash. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go for the gusto, get all usable ingredients where you're creating almost no waste in your body from the protein, it's going to cost you a few more bucks. Because everything you eat, think about it. There's a portion of that your body uses and a portion of that's waste. Right? So usually the higher quality whatever that is you're putting in your body, liquid, powder, food, whatever, the higher the quality, the less amount of that thing is going to be waste by your body. The more of that thing your body can use.
It says with BCAAs.
Branched chain amino acids.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the M4.
This one's $75.
Okay, that might be a little too much. How many servings is that?
That's a 6-pounder.
How many servings is that?
65.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's not bad for 70.
Yeah, that's all right. That's cool.
Okay.
That's actually pretty good. That same company probably has a 2.2 pound or a 3 pound.
They got a 2-pound. A 2-pound is $30.
Yeah, there you go. That's about right. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's the whey jump off.
That's how that's supposed to be.
24 grams of the BCAAs. That's going to be 1 scoop.
But see, listen, there's another problem to this. Let's go back to the original questions of the show, original topic. and this is, this is why we have the course, melanin is anabolic, right? So the
Melanin is
pigment,
anabolic.
that's the name of the 15-week class. That's the name of the textbook. The
That's the
whole
thing about building muscle right there.
So, but that's the thing. Black folks don't get free till 1865.
Right.
That's when diabetes goes on the rise, mind you. But we got hospitals, medical schools from 1765. Black folks just get free in 1865, quote unquote. And we have civil rights 1965 or 1964 is when, things start to shift in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 200 years later, right? 200 years later from the inception of medical school. So there's a whole blackout on the melanin system in your body, all parts of it. So none of that's taught. So we don't realize that the GLP-1 is a part of those receptors. That's a part of the melanin system. Testosterone is stimulated by melanin stimulating hormone, or POMC, if you want
So
to be
that's
more.
why that dude in that video you sent is taking the melanin shots.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got the anabolics, he has the melanin shots, and he has the fat and all that together. His doctors put it together nicely, but they just don't explain this to the masses. So the masses running around, oh, I'm gonna get that TRT. Okay. You're gonna get it for a whole bunch of other stuff too. I mean, it's just a fact. We seen Homeboy. Homeboy had a table full of products. He had like 8 vials right there. And then next to the vials, he had pills. And that was his stuff that he was using just for his body transformation. That ain't even go along with his drugs for his, his
overall health.
Yeah.
So what's the
stuff.
so he's taking the melanin and what's that doing?
Okay, so here's what your melanin system consists of primarily, right? Your melanin, a lot of time when we think melanin,
You think
people
of
just think of
Netures.
pigment.
Yeah.
Well, Netures, that might be John Q. Public doesn't think of Netures when they think of it. They just think of pigment.
Okay.
Right? But pigment is the end product. That's the end product that represents a whole system. So at the top of the system, you have POMC, melanin stimulating hormone, lipotropin, your endorphins, all of those come together, right?
Endorphins, that's like the dopamine and all of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no. Those are catecholamines. When I say endorphins, I mean opioids. Your body produces heroin. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe your body produces a little heroin for you, right? But melanin stimulating hormone comes with the adrenaline precursors and the fat metabolizers, period. That's all coupled together. So what we would consider a fat burner comes with melanin stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a thing called lipotropin. You have melanin stimulating hormone, you have your ACTH, all that comes together. And so ACTH, melanin stimulating hormone, lipotropin, those things metabolize fat and produce testosterone for you. On the other side, you have melanin concentrating hormone, which stimulates ghrelin and growth hormone. So the melanin system is anabolic all the way around. Then you have your catecholamines. Your catecholamines is where you will get dopamine and norepinephrine. Those are the things that become neuromelanin in the brain. So those are absolutely a part of the melanin system because those are premelanins. Catecholamines are premelanins. Those things are the things that get rid of visceral fat, the dangerous types of fat. Then you have melanocortin receptors, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Melanocortin receptors are receptors on the cells all throughout your body that tells your body what type of nutrition to allow, like tells your body what type of nutrition to allow into the cells. So it partitions your nutrition in a sense for your cells. So obesity, all of the different things that have to do with our diet are largely regulated underneath this one system that has been ignored by Western academia and ignored by our healthcare system. So it only makes sense that we have an obesity epidemic, that we have an epidemic of people having muscle failure, right? Because kidney failure, heart failure is muscle failure. So we have an obesity epidemic and a muscle failure epidemic. It only makes sense if the system that governs fat metabolism and muscle building is ignored or not taught at all.
Mm-hmm. So now I agree with that.
Yeah. Not really much more to add. I mean, and that can be why people, if you understand the systems, this is why you can still build muscle in a calorie deficit. If you have excess energy, like if you have excess fat to a certain degree, like once, like as a man, as you start getting down in, I think it's like the 20% range, 25%, then you probably do need to eat in a slight surplus to continue to gain muscle and not break it down. But yeah, and that kind of goes into the insulin too, like he was just saying about melanin concentrating hormone control and ghrelin. Well, ghrelin is also connected to leptin and insulin, and we already know insulin is anabolic. So yeah, all these things are connected to each other. That's why it's really interesting too, where like, because again, going back to insulin resistance, like insulin again, it's not bad. It's just the system is just not working right? And
Right.
so what people will do is they will avoid the things that turn the system on, right? But just turning the system on is just gonna make it worse when you try to go back and use it again. That's why people that go on low carb diets, and this is in the literature, this is all throughout the literature, people that go on low carb diets for insulin resistance, they do resolve their insulin resistance because their insulin levels will come down because you have nothing that's spiking it, right? But those people cannot introduce carbohydrates back into their diet because their
No, because
body
they're
still
insulin
does not
resistant.
know.
Yeah,
Their
they
body
get.
still don't know how to use carbs.
That's right. The insulin resistance gets like doubly worse
It
later on.
gets worse
Try
because
to,
you
yeah.
still have not fixed the problem. The problem is your body doesn't
But wait,
remember
wait,
how to use
wait.
carbs.
Let me add this caveat though. The difference between the hustler and the customer, right? So from the customer standpoint, there's supposed to be a normalizing when they can go back to reality. But from the hustler standpoint, I be trying to educate people that I don't believe that these things were ever designed for you to go back to a regular lifestyle.
They're
They want
not.
to keep you as
They're
a
not.
customer
For
forever.
life. For life, yeah.
Yeah. People talking that keto talk, they selling keto stuff at the supermarket now.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your ketones right here. Get you a bottle of these ketones and a bottle of these. They got different bottles of ketones now. Now you can just buy ketone. Drink this coffee and it'll get you into ketosis in 35 minutes. I almost fell out. When I say listen, I had tears coming down. I couldn't believe I was in the supermarket cracking up. They had a whole little section dedicated to I said, this is crazy. This is crazy. The marketing propaganda is wow. You got to protect you. We don't even live in a world where heal thyself is a thing anymore. It is protect thyself. You got to protect thyself. Because otherwise, you just a customer.
Yeah.
That's it. You just a customer.
So wait, what's happening so that you get dependent on the insulin package?
So essentially what's going all right. So everybody tries to treat insulin resistance by not making your body produce insulin or attenuating insulin spikes, right?
Right.
But what is the reason why your insulin is spiking is because your body is not handling carbs correctly. You were not born with your body able to not handle carbs correctly. So what you need to figure out is why your body is not handling carbs correctly. But what happens is people use this as a treatment modality to just bring your insulin down fast, which is not wrong in a vacuum. When if that is the problem that is going on right now, you have insulin resistance because your insulin is chronically high. It makes sense that the thing that's going to bring the most change the fastest is to drop your insulin levels fast, right? Give your body a chance to reacclimate to the normal insulin signal so that it can begin to use carbs again. But the problem is people stay on these low carb diets and they don't reintroduce carbs in the right way. So now you're stuck having to depend on ketones for fuel when that is not your preferred energy source. Your body has metabolic flexibility for a reason. You're supposed to be able to bounce back and forth between carbs and between fats for energy.
And then to
So
make matters worse, okay, go ahead.
when you go on the low carb diet, if you never teach your body how to recouple those systems back together to utilize carbs again, your insulin resistance gets worse because now you have a sharper insulin spike because your body has no idea what to do with these carbs because you've been away from them so long. And when you went away from them, your body didn't know how to handle them to begin with. So now you're starting to date. So first, you've downregulated all of the genes that help with processing carbohydrates on top of never resolving the insulin resistance to begin with. That's why most people that go on low carb diets have to stay on them because
forever,
their body cannot handle their carbs
forever, or resort to the drugs. But wait,
or resort to the drugs.
but then there's the added problem of confusion of what carbohydrate is, right? So what are you eating right there, HJ?
Plantain chips.
Right. So that's carbohydrates.
Right.
Kale is also carbohydrates.
Right.
A pack of Twinkies is carbohydrates.
Right.
A pint of Haagen-Dazs is carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
A bowl of mangoes and watermelon is carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
But all of these things gonna function differently in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So
The problem is wait. You got epidemiologists out there that will release studies that will say, that Doritos are healthier than salmon, or Oreo cookies are just as healthy for your body as a mango is.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. That's insane. That's more damage than like crack. Like that is the problem because people don't know how to train their body if they're on information because they have been told that an Oreo is the same as a mango because they're both carbohydrates.
Mm.
You can have the equivalent of a mango with 2 Oreo cookies. So now you got people at home trying to evaluate junk food as if it's somehow the same as this because they're on a paradigm that's outdated. They don't even know it's outdated. They're measuring calories. Oh, well, this Oreo cookie got 47 calories, so 2 Oreo cookies is what is this? Okay, so this is 94 calories, and so I can have this apple. Apple has the same 94 calories, so technically I can have an apple or 2 Oreos. It's going to be the same. There is no planet, there is no way in the universe that an apple is the same as even one Oreo. That your body processes them totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because the matrix they're part of, right? So one of the things that's really important to realize too is so like EnQi was just pointing out, you're eating the plantain chip, and he also brought like ice cream. The other thing that's in ice cream too is the hormones from the milk and a lot of fat, a lot of saturated fat. Again, insulin is anabolic. Insulin tells your body to build. It tells your body to store energy. It tells your body to bring in sugar, but it also tells your body to store fat. So when you have carbohydrate, when you have high carbohydrate plus high fat, you tend to gain more weight because the insulin signal is telling your body to store the fat. It's rare that people will gain a lot of weight on high carb, high protein, or high protein, high fat. Where people start to see a lot of weight gain is when you have high carbs and high fat at the same time, because they're both primary energy sources for your body. Your body wants to use carbs, your body also wants to use fat. Fat is the storage form of your carbohydrates, though. And so when you have excess carbohydrates, your body will either store it as glycogen in your muscles. It'll also store some of it in your liver as well, and it'll also start to store fat through de novo lipogenesis.
Tonight.
What?
You know that people that don't exercise, their body is not storing no glycogen, sir.
Yes, but I'm talking about
Their muscles are already.
I'm talking
Their
about it
muscles are.
generally.
Their little tiny muscles is already overflowing
With
and rejecting. Yes, and
It is.
rejecting any sort of insulin, and so nothing's going into those muscles. Those
So
muscles.
now you're driving de novo lipogenesis up, but
Period.
there's even literature that shows that like your body still does not want to go through de novo lipogenesis because it is very energy intensive. For you to break down all of those glucose units and turn it into a 16, 18, 20 carbon fatty acid, that's a lot of energy. So where a lot of the energy is coming from is the insulin signal telling you to store more fat that's in the high carb, high fat foods.
Along with
EnQi, I
that
thought you
cortisol.
told me all this stuff was about cholesterol.
Stop trolling. You ain't.
What didn't you say? What was that? High blood pressure? Which one of these was? I know one of them you said.
High blood pressure.
You know what's happening? HJ got a bunch of books over there, and he's not reading any of them to completion. So he's reading a few pages here and there in this book, a few pages here and there in that book.
You said something about cholesterol. What was it again?
I definitely said something about cholesterol. I said a lot about cholesterol.
You said
Cholesterol, main thing, but
in regard to diabetes. I believe cholesterol was in the diabetes conversation.
cholesterol is definitely in the diabetes conversation, but more so about lack of exercise and lack of sunlight.
But doesn't cholesterol help regulate the insulin or something?
No, that's you like I said, you mixing up them books over there, jumping around. But cholesterol is carried by fat. Cholesterol is carried by fat. So cholesterol, especially if we eating a lot of cholesterol and our liver's producing a lot of cholesterol and we're not converting any of that cholesterol. That's the main problem that we have with cholesterol, is that we are building cholesterol faster than we're converting it. Cholesterol in and of itself is not a problem. Cholesterol is a good guy. But that's when we're turning cholesterol into vitamin D, into DHEA, into, sex hormones, testosterone, and all of those things. All of those things start out as cholesterol. But the problem is sedentary lifestyle, high fat, high sugar, low exercise, low nutrients, low natural sunlight. We're not turning over the cholesterol. So the cholesterol winds up sitting around in our circulatory system until, if we can get something to bring it back to the liver maybe and recycle it again, which is not happening because, we done had some of that good keto carnivore program that then put us into 15,000 milligrams of cholesterol a day. I watched this guy's video the other day. He said he's eating 40 something eggs a day.
What?
Yeah, he's on an all egg program. He's eating 30 to 40 eggs.
God damn.
3-4 dozen eggs a day. I was busting out laughing. I said, this is crazy. This is where it gets crazy, because on land, eggs is the best source of protein, right? In the water, algae. And if I got to compare algae to eggs, algae is a better source of protein than eggs. But when we get into this protein space, right, and we get locked into the whole protein space, we get, again, uninformed being led by the misinformed. They created a protein scale. So there's a clinical protein scale where they rank protein quality. Well, what most people don't know, because usually that scale is used for meat or protein powder, is that scale was basically started on the perfect protein as an egg. So when people do a little bit of studying and they go, oh, egg is the better, okay, well then why am I having anything else? And so it's like, yeah, I might as well just have eggs every meal. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm having 40 eggs a day. I don't eat anything else. I eat eggs. I eat white rice and eggs. I'm like, but homeboy was honest that he is, he's on that TRT. So, he's,
He
that's
on
those
a
diet program.
steroid program.
Well, it's not steroid for me. It's just the unnatural.
Right.
It's outside the natural. So once a person goes, they got goals for their life that's on the unnatural side, I understand what goes with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't knock you know what I'm saying? It's just the only problem is when people that live a natural lifestyle want unnatural outcome, or people that's in the unnatural space want natural outcome. Right? So if you want your body to look like a 23-year-old Mr. Olympia and you want to do all natural, those don't go together.
Right.
Especially if you 45 years old and you trying to look like that's not real. Right? But on the flip side, if you in the steroid TRT, I got 1600 testosterone and all that, chances are you dead by 60. You dead by 60. You clocking out, right? Because the longevity belongs to the natural people, right? So you don't get to have it all. But see, as greedy Americans, we've been bred to believe that not only do we get to have it all, we're entitled to it all. We're supposed to have it all. So that's where the confusion comes in. We feel like we could do 10 years of cocaine, 15 years of steroids, and then live to be 100. Like, that's not how that goes. The blessing of living to be 100 is for the people who lived a relatively, clean lifestyle. Now, there are benefits that comes along with people with the steroids and the TRT, right? They're gonna have a lot of girlfriends, a lot of boyfriends, a lot of sexual, escapades. They're gonna get money. They can do their, 1 million likes on, Instagram. But that's you trading off. You got one life to lead, and so you got to decide what you want out of this life, and then go get that. That's what I'm in favor of. And I could respect that. Like, weigh your options, be educated on what's what, and then go, go ball, go 100% and go get that. Go get that. You know what I'm saying? You building your brand and you want to look like Brandon, what's his name? I forgot what the guy named, Brandon something. He did a crash diet. He recommends a crash diet where you eat like 500 calories a day or something crazy. 500 calories a day for 7 days or something. Like y'all are bugging listening to all these different diets anyway. These people on drugs. None of them diets work without the drugs. That's the whole thing. It's like, yo, oh yeah, but I was on steroids, but I'm just saying I still was eating the white rice with the beef and like, who cares what you ate? You was on steroids. Yeah, if you take steroids or TRT and you exercise, you can eat anything and look good.
Damn.
It don't matter. Bacon, well, you can make bacon Oreo sandwiches. Yeah, you could put the bacon in the Oreo and smash those in between Boston cream donuts and drink malt liquor beer if you on steroids and you go into the gym religiously, it don't matter what you eat. And it don't matter how much you eat. It don't matter what the calories are.
Mm.
It don't matter what the calories are, none of that. You're still going to build muscle. You're still going to burn the calories.
Cause I was sitting there looking like, I'm like, how these niggas getting all jacked and shit. And then when I triggered that TRT community, they all came out the woodwork and it's fitness coach, fitness coach, fitness coach. I'm like, wait a second.
So that's
EnQi told me there's a scam going on here with the fitness coaches, and then all the fitness coaches is now mad at me
come on.
because I told them that they was on steroids. Half of them go, hell yeah, I'm on the steroids. The other half
Yeah.
go, it's none of your business.
Boom. Because the problem is the half that's saying hell yeah, they have built businesses on transparency. They're
Okay.
like the guy that I showed in the early on,
Yeah.
where he's sitting down, he doing the video with Will, and he like, look, this is what he's showing all the vials and he's showing people what he taking.
Right.
So he doesn't have to hide later and go woo woo woo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they're doing the I'm natural. Because when they say they're natural, that's how they make more money.
Right.
Because more people are attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a wide business. If you use steroids and say you natural, you get a lot more customers. If you use steroids and say I use steroids, typically you're only going to get people that want to be like that. So that's mostly bodybuilding crowd. But if you want to get the everyday people, the women that want to lose 20 pounds, you want to get all them people, that's where oh no, I'm natural. Stop it, bro. You're not natural.
Yeah, I had one dude, he didn't want to come out and say it. He like, that's none of your business. I'm like, oh, so you on the roids too. And they all got their shirt off. They all got their shirt off in their profiles.
Of course.
Some of them was anonymous. Like they hide their face. Some of them, they got like Tony the Tiger situation
They got
going
other
on.
profiles. They got other profiles. They have business profile, and then they have their profile where they interact.
No, this dude was holding up the camera, like purposely trying to hide his face. He the main troll.
They have business profiles, and they have profiles where they interact. Trust me, somewhere on the internet, he has a profile with his shirt off.
And his face is showing.
And he has pictures of other people, fat before and after pictures.
Right. They got heavy.
Look at all my clients. Look how I've been doing my clients. Look at this person and that. Yeah, that's how they do.
Yeah.
And then somebody busted them out with the AI before and after pics. It's like some of these people ain't even real. Oh man. But listen, the thing is, people have to learn how their own body works. If you choose to ignore that, like right now, I'm on a cane. Right now, I'm walking on a cane because I chose to ignore that. I know how my body works, even in good condition. I know that I'm not 16 years. I know I'm not keeping up with the varsity high school team, but I was out there giving them the business.
Now you're paying for it.
And that you got what you came for. Surgery with the chainsaw. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how that goes. That's how that goes. So as long as but I knew, so I didn't cry. I did the LeBron. I tightened up my shoes and I finished the game.
What you hurt? Your knees, your ankles?
Ankle.
You twisted it?
I don't know. A lot of things happened in there. It was like Rice Krispies. It was like snap, crackle, pop. Rice Krispies.
Oh, Lord.
The adrenaline was holding me down. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I got home, though, it looked like a softball was in there.
I repaired my knee. My knee was fucked up. I repaired it myself.
Yeah.
Hit exercise and I moved milk out my diet.
Yeah, I'll be good to go in a few days.
Yeah, Rook helped me do that.
Bro,
I ain't had a knee problem at all.
my trainer this morning.
What he
was
did?
leg day.
You was late?
No, today was leg day.
Oh, leg day. What y'all did?
Bro, the squat wedges.
What's the fuck is a squat wedge?
So you know, like the elevated wedges that you can do squats on.
No.
Yeah, for your feet.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, those things, the little ramp.
Yeah, the little ramps. Yeah.
Okay, that's a squat wedge. You was doing that with the barbell?
No, just body weight. 1 minute hold, 20-second pulse, 20 goblet squats.
What do you mean 1 minute hold?
1 minute hold, squat and hold it for a minute.
At the bottom?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we do
Yes.
is a part of our program is every morning we supposed to do 1 minute of that's called the morning light. So that's a part of our program. Wake up in the morning before you do anything and do a squat hold. Because isometrics works the body in different ways. You know, weightlifting has its pros and cons. Calisthenics has its pros and cons. Isometrics has its pros and cons. But your body can only pack on a certain amount of muscle, a certain amount of bone density naturally. You know, when you want to go beyond that, you got to augment. Gotta augment. And so you need to get a little TRT. But listen, you see, here's the thing. You could tell that folks don't even know, like TRT, they don't even know the line is super blurry. Because guys is talking about they got 1,500 testosterone on TRT. Like, bro, you never had 1,500 before. So how, yeah, like a natural healthy testosterone level, even for a young man, is like 1,000. So if you in a situation where your testosterone dips low, you at a 300 or something crazy, now you at a 1,500, that's not replacement therapy. Like, replacement therapy is just a little tiny bit to get you back in the normal range. Yeah, when you twice as high as you ever been, that ain't replacement, bro. That's steroid level. That's how they check for steroids, just for people that don't know. When they check you for steroids, it's not like they do a blood test and they could look and see what's the natural one versus the synthetic one. No, they just look at the levels. That's the low, like, they go, oh, okay, yeah. His level of testosterone is 2,000. Like, that's not what a natural man has at 35 or 4. This is clearly boosted.
Yeah.
That's like if somebody got a YouTube channel, right? And you go to their YouTube channel and all their videos got 100 views. Then you see a video that has 4 million views. And then all the rest of their videos got 100 views. You go, there's a chance that there was some bots involved. Right?
Some TRT was on that video.
Some TRT might have been on this video. This is an unnatural boost right here.
Yeah, I do that on one of my videos. I bought ads on it to get it to 100K.
You mean you bought ads?
I bought ads on YouTube.
Oh, that's not the same as bots.
No, it's not.
See, that's that gray area where you on GLP, you on GLP. Yeah. Because bots came out and YouTube was just trying to fight it. And then after a while, they was like, hold on. Google ads to the rescue. We will get some of that bot money.
So
buy your views from us and they're good.
Right. So tonight you said you're doing squat wedges, squat at the bottom for a minute, and then what?
Squat pulses.
He holding them joints.
You hold for a minute, then you do squat pulse where you squat and you bounce.
Not all the way up. You kind of just bounce in one area. Okay. To keep tension on the muscle.
Yeah. And then 20 goblet squats after that.
All in one? This is back to back. So you do 1 minute hold, 1 minute hold.
I would love to see a video of that.
How many?
My trainer's an asshole, dog.
How many pulses?
My trainer's an asshole.
How many pulses?
20.
Any pulses? Listen,
And
After
then,
a minute, oh wait, listen. After a minute of a squat hold, do you know what people look like? They body is shaking and they legs is buckling. Any amount of pulses is crazy after that.
yeah, how long do
My
I do?
trainer is an asshole, man. Like,
How long
but
am
no,
I?
my trainers is
People be hitting me up now like, yo, I was trying to do that morning light, man. I could hold for about 15 seconds.
no. I mean, and so I've been working a lot of ankle mobility lately too. So like, we did that workout, and then I did like TKEs and then clamshells, and I think I did walking lunges. After that, so yeah, But yeah, my trainer is like 10% body fat too, at like 5'10". I
Mhm.
think Hugo's 5'10". Yeah, he's like
Okay.
10% body fat at 5'10".
So I'm doing wall sits with 45 pounds for a minute and 15. I could definitely do it.
Hugo is not on TRT. No, Hugo is not on TRT. He hates it. He hates it just like you.
He
He
Haitian?
hates it just like you.
He was born with TRT in his blood if he Haitian.
He might be at 12 now. He might be at 12 now because
I could do a
has
minute
got a little bit
squat.
more lax on his diet, but he might be at 12.
12 is between like 12 and 15 is like in really good shape naturally. Once you get like 10, 9, 8, 7, you start getting crazy.
He
All
held
right.
10. I think he held 10 at like 210 pounds for probably like 2 or 3 months, and then he went up to I think around 12% at like
I got to 7
185
naturally.
pounds.
I got to 7% body fat naturally, but I was
It's
young.
hard to maintain
All
that.
right, all right, hold on. Let me get my questions answered here. God damn it. All right, so
I gotta go to bed.
the pulses, 20
Oh, yeah,
pulses,
I'm
and then
going to
what'd you do after the pulses?
Goblet squats.
How many?
20.
Weighted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we use a 50-pound dumbbell.
Okay. Then what'd you do after that? You
We
only
just
did one
I
set
just
of
did
that?
it again. No, we
Laid
did two
out on the
sets.
floor. Listen, he was laid out on the floor, half conscious.
I had a 5-minute break in between.
How many sets?
Just two.
And that was the full workout?
That was my full workout with him. After that, I did 3 sets of banded TKEs. TKEs is total knee extension. And then I did
Wait, what? Total knee extension.
Yeah. Or terminal knee extension.
Terminal
Listen, he's
knee
determined.
extension. What is that?
Brothers, I had a lovely time. I have to get to bed tonight.
Go to bed. I'm gonna finish getting this workout from Tanei.
No, you better not, because that don't even sound good. I don't even want y'all to keep telling people about this. Stop saying this workout.
Is this was with a resistance band?
Yeah. So you just take a resistance band. You can
Somebody
put it
gonna have an ACL. Somebody gonna have a blowed hamstring. Just remember, I said
You can take the band, put it around the bar, and then you take
Don't
the band,
y'all
put it
listen
behind
to
your
this
knee.
program here. This is
Then you put the band behind your knee.
Hugo is on TRT.
You walk backwards until you get enough resistance in the band, and then you just flex your knee back and forth.
Okay. All right. So how many sets of that you did?
3.
Of how many
3
reps?
Sets of 20. 3 sets of 20.
And what is that? What's that? That's probably hamstring.
No, it strengthens your quads. It strengthens the quads right around your knees.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like instead of doing a leg extension.
It's kind of like the reverse of a leg extension.
Okay.
Because you're pushing in the opposite direction.
Right. And then what'd you do after that?
Banded clamshells.
What the fuck is a banded clamshell?
These are all hip and glute exercises. Well, that's a hip and glute exercise.
Banded clamshell. Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah, that's a hip. Yeah, you definitely got to work them hips. Yeah, that's important for health. And then you said the last one was lunges?
3 sets of walking lunges. Yeah.
Dumbbell.
No, we have heavy bars in there there's like short barbells. Let's do it with 25s.
Oh, word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Now we don't got those. We got the regular Olympic jump off to 45.
We got the little short heavy bars that they don't extend as far as a barbell, but they're weighted and you can just put them over your back.
Okay. Interesting. All All right. I just want to know what your leg day was. I'm like, nigga, you was doing what? I ain't never heard of this shit.
Yeah, man, those squat wedges, they especially when you get a narrow stance, they'll blow your quads up.
Narrow stance what?
When you do narrow stance squats on
on the wedges?
on the wedge, yeah, you gonna feel it in your quads. You're definitely gonna feel it in your
All
quads.
right, I gotta see if we got wedges. If not, I know there's like a little ramp. There's a wedge going
If
into
you
the
don't
squat
have a
rack.
ramp or a wedge, you can just take a plate. You can take like a 45 plate and
Yeah.
just put it up under your ankles and do it.
I've seen people do that. And that gets you more of a quad workout?
Yeah, it focuses more of the attention on your quads, yeah. But it also helps with like if your ankle mobility is low, it helps you get into your squat lower.
So your trainer came in and he made you do 3 rounds of that torture?
2 rounds.
2 rounds, 5-minute rest apiece.
Mm-hmm.
And then so he figured you were good for the day and you decided to do more.
Well, so we only do 30-minute sessions. So he had to go do straight sessions. So I just kept working out afterward. Yeah.
I got you. Okay, so that was just the session with him, the 30-minute session. And so he's just working with you on like diet and like form in your exercises.
No, we lift pretty heavy too. I mean last workout we did was upper body. We superset bench press with lat pull downs. Yeah. We superset bench press with lat pull downs.
Okay, push and pull.
Dips.
Yeah.
No, it was bench press and T-bar row. Bench press, T-bar row, dips, and lat pulls.
T-bar row. What the hell's a T-bar? Oh, the T-bar row. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so he did the push and he did the pull. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he did vertical push, pull, and then horizontal push, pull.
Okay. So dips and then T-bars and then what's the name? And then, okay, that's dope. That's dope. Because I'm trying to put together my own program. Like next round, I'm going to put together my own program.
Yeah, we just try to do, because our time is limited, we just try to do antagonist pairs. Just a one push pull in one plane, push pull in another plane.
Right. Get the best workout in. Yeah, I do usually I do supersets on arm day. Working on.
I mean, the supersets are just helpful when you need to get a lot of reps in a short amount of time. But like on leg day, man, like today I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. Not looking forward to tomorrow.
What are y'all doing tomorrow? Chest?
Oh no, my legs are gonna be sore.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be ripped. Yeah.
My legs are gonna be sore.
Yeah. I actually I can't do back squats or deadlifts.
Really?
Not even. I fucked my back up, so I gotta take a few weeks off, which is gonna destroy my gains. As far as
lunges.
Yeah. Oh, I did leg day yesterday. I focused on leg press, and what else did I do? I did leg press. What was that workout? RDLs. I did RDLs, leg press, squat jumps. Then I hit the leg press again with max weight to just like build a little bit of strength. And then calf raises. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you was in there then.
Yeah. And then I just finished off with push-ups. I try to do 100 push-ups every workout. I try to do like 50 and 50. I try to do 50 in the beginning and 50 at the end, depending on my energy levels.
Nice little pump.
Yeah, get a pump in, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Good info. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about what the chat was wilding out with Tanei on the show. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, Tanei Ricks.
Had to go to sleep early. His ankle bothering him.
Yeah, we had to put Unc to bed. He got an injury and shit. You know. But this natty life is a struggle. I'm looking at these steroids, nigga, like, man, y'all need. I'm like, I could just do one shot, right?
Oh.
Cause this shit is taking too fucking long. His natty life is something different, boy, I tell you. But we making gains. We making gains. I'm seeing it in the strength more than the body. So I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, you just like when you regardless of what you're doing for your health, as long as you take out the time to understand like how your body is getting better and seeing, the gains, and not only seeing the gains, but like, especially if you can resolve pain or if you can unlock, old mobility that you lost at some point, like all of those are net positives, and all of those are going to add to your longevity. So I think that's what I try to focus on too, is just, not only just seeing the gains, but just opening up those old ways of motion that, when we're kids, like there's a little daycare inside of my gym. And sometimes when, you're walking by, you see the kids like naturally sitting in low squat positions. And it's like, yeah, that's a rest position for us, but because we sit in chairs all the time, our hips, not as mobile as they used to be, and then your CNS is kind of forgotten that you can get that low. Your ankles are tight. So when you get to unlock those things again, it's a really good feeling.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a flexibility video soon. Show people my flexibility and shit, since I can't compete with the weights. Because I know they're not as flexible as me.
AJ finna be dropping down, getting this eagle on. We have to bring him up on some more charges.
Drop down, get your eagle on, girl. Absolutely. I know they ain't doing these exercises. It's just part of my warm-up, though. Part of my warm-up is like, just getting, getting low and flexing and the joints and all of that.
Get that synovial fluid moving, yeah.
The who?
Synovial fluid.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
The fluid that's in between your joints. Help them move and glide.
Oh, so doing that, it gets it moving?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Synovial fluid, known as joint fluid, is a thick fluid found in joint cavities, acts as a lubricant, cushion, and reduce friction and protect bones during movement. Okay, so that warming up is sort of warming up the fluid.
Yep. Put a little WD-40 on there.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I like to get I notice that my workout's better when I get a better warm up in. The days I skip, you kind of skimp your warm up. You kind of like just want to jump right in because you just impatient.
Just get it done. Yeah.
And then I notice the days where I take my time and just do my full warm up, I have a better workout.
Yeah.
So I got to stay disciplined in that,
The only bad workout is the workout that you skip. So.
Word. That's true. Tomorrow for me is my favorite day, I think. What are we hitting tomorrow? I'm on week 7 of this. So I think that's going to put us on chest day. Yup, chest and triceps. We hitting the bench tomorrow, 2x2. Dumbbell chest press 3x8. Dumbbell flies. I might skip the dumbbell flies and do the machine flies. I feel like the machine flies get more. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I get better stretch on the machine flies too, but it may just be because you're the weight that you're using on the dumbbell flies is not right.
Correct. That's exactly what it is. And then we got the dips, of course, weighted dips. And then what is this? Is that alternating dumbbell presses? I think I got some alternating dumbbell. Oh, single dumbbell press. Single, that's going to work the inside. And then if we end off with French press. Yeah, so we're going to have fun in the gym tomorrow. All right. I'll see you in the chat tomorrow.
We'll be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of KeMedicine in the books. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Pop the Balloon Wednesday. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Tanei, later, yo.
Rolling through the sand like a thought in disguise. The scarab spins truth where the cosmos collide. Energy whispers, it never says goodbye.